Morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys are having a good start to your weeks. I took yesterday off. I was saying that I needed a break, so I've been streaming. I streamed 28, 29 days in a row, and I needed some time off. I was actually thinking about doing it like on Wednesday, Thursday, because I was going to be like, well, tomorrow I was going to stream on Monday, go into the box boot camp. Then I kind of realized that, I kind of need to play the new patch going into the trials. So I was like, well, if I'm going to play Wednesday and Thursday going into Friday of the trials, then I should probably stream those days. I'm like, if that's the case, I'll probably just take off Monday. And plus, it's like an old patch. So today we are going to do a mixture of a few things. The EWC ACL qualifiers are happening for 44 TFT. So ACL 44 qualifiers. This is the Champions League. The Asia Champions League is a huge tournament. 150,000 prize pools, like the biggest tournament outside of China's regionals and worlds. And it's for 44 TFT. So a lot of the top APAC players are hard sweating for it. And it's cool. It's hosted by DreamHack and Hero Esports. So it's just like the big ACL, and ACL is running like games across the board. I think ACL is running like a Valorant event. It's running like a Counter-Strike event, I think. Probably some other games that I'm not talking about. I should probably really know this. Let me see. ACL. What is it? Esportsacl.com. Hosted by DreamHack. Actually, I can just go ahead and show you guys real quick. Rambling, thank you for 37 months. So they do Dota 2, Honor of Kings, CS2, Street Fighter, League of Legends, right? And then TFT is part of it as well. So this is like a huge regional league hosted by DreamHack, ACL, and 150K prize pool. So this is the qualifier for it. T1 is in it. Talon is in it. Flash Wolves, the winner of EWC. Flash Wolves has a different roster, though, entirely. Ironbog, the best performing player from Hong Kong, won back-to-back regionals, right? And then some underdogs, but YBY playing on Talon. Zeta has Title, right? These are some household names. T1 with Binteum. So I found the VODs of it, and I figured we can just watch it for a good couple of matches. And then the patch should be out on OC later today in a few hours. If it's not out on OC, usually OC is struggling to be stable. Like sometimes I'm playing on 400, 500 ping. It's like kind of impossible actually to actually watch or play the game. So if that's the case, then maybe we won't do it. But I'll just probably play some NA ranked games. Hello, Mr. Frodan. I have been waiting for you all day to go live. Finally address this controversy on TFT Academy. Under the guise said there's an article of who holds what artifact. Under Anima Vision, the tech treats all ranges from 0.3 to 0.6 delta, which is solid. Making the entire article literally unreadable and going grounds for 8th. Prefix it or go. Wait. What? Oh, instead of it's a typo of delta over Della. Got it. Well, yeah, sure. I'll update that. Thank you for your very vigilant oversight of the tier of the guides and the tier list and stuff like that. They're changing. I actually heard that they changed some things of the patch. By the way, they pulled some things of the patch. Wait, do I have a quality option? Only 720 ping. All right. Okay, let me put this up real quick. So this is Zeta versus this is T1 versus ROC. Day 1 quarterfinals. And I don't know what the encounter is. Let me pull this all up. Okay. And then we'll do the score. So 0-0 ROC. Okay, so the dynamic of 4v4, for anybody who's never watched it before, is very unlike anything else in TFT. In the dynamic of 4v4, what you're going to be looking for at this interval and juncture is what are every team prioritizing as the win out comps? What are teams prioritizing as the like stabilizing comps? Stabilizing comps are are high HP comps I can trade. I'm guessing Twisted Fate's gonna be one of them. Like someone goes for Twisted Fate, easy to try to stabilize your HP and win stage 3 and 4. And then the extra layer on top of that is how are teams going to target, grief, and take down players and hold units of other opposing players. So that kind of nature is going to be really interesting. I feel like on this patch, I don't really know how much people are prioritizing. Like I don't know exactly how people are prioritizing forecasts because I haven't actually been super dialed into the 4v4 meta. So it'll be interesting. But one thing to note is that these players have been scrimming something crazy, like 12 hours a day. Like a lot of these players, for them, this is the big event of the set for them. ACL and qualifiers are a huge part of it. Like they obviously care about the regionals and world championships, but in PBE, these people were literally scrimming for 12 to 14 hours a day. Like remember we saw like Binteum and Crazy moving and all of them from T1. They were just going so hard. So the team who goes first wins, sort of. It's whichever team gets more points in the lobby. So if T1 goes 1, 2, 3, 4, they have more points than ROC who goes 5, 6, 7, 8, which means that they win. And it's more. So that also applies to a bunch of other things. If you go 1, 3, 5, 7, and the other team goes 2, 4, 6, 8, you get more points, right? So each standing that you have at the end of the game gives you points. Whichever team scores more points that game gets one, and it's a best of 3. So you play 2 games. If you could 2-0 or you can 2-1 your opponents. Is Pilfer good in this format? Yes, actually. So augment value changes a lot in this format as well because, for example, something like Young, Wild, and Free and Titanic Titan might end up changing dramatically because carousel pick priority can be really important for your team. And how people kind of manipulate around that. So it's kind of like F1, sort of like F1, yeah. Sort of like F1. You're getting points for each race, right, for your team, and that helps you. But the thing is, there's no like team winning the race individually for an overall standings. You just get points. So McLaren getting first place or finishing number 1 in Bahrain, for example, just gets some points for the overall standings. The points reset from game to game. Component and eye for an eye. Okay. So ROC is a mixture of APAC and Asia. They have Panda, who's an accomplished multi-time world finalist. DrOH, accomplished multi-time world finalist. They also have Araye, who's from like the #1 player from the Philippines. And so ROC does have maybe a potential language barrier. I don't know how good Araye's English is. He's the only player who didn't pick a double silver, which is really interesting. ROC is also taking a reroll approach. 2 people taking team building. One element of how 4v4 works is that you also want to align strategy sometimes with your team. So you might have multiple rerollers at the same tier. So you could have multiple people say, oh, I want to play 2-cost reroll. I want to play TF. And someone says, okay, well, I'll take strategists like Echo LeBlanc. Someone else could just be like, and this also works for hero augments. I do think hero augments are really sus in 4v4 because you make yourself very vulnerable to the enemy team griefing you, especially if it's like a important unit that a lot of people splash into a lot of comps. So like Ross, for example, I think is potentially really sus because he's like a splashable Vanguard unit. Do teams have any way to impact their teammates' board, like health sharing? No. So there were times where 4v4 was thought to be that it's like weird that you could play your team. But it turns out that being able to play your team in 4v4 and TFT actually makes the format really complex and deep, because then there's no inevitability for, because what ends up happening is you get punished for not preserving your HP, and there's actually multiple strategies that get layered because you're inevitably going to kill your teammate off. And so it sounds really weird, but like there's going to be times where teams want to queue into each other to like feed wins to each other or to position badly to take better losses, because more strategies open up where you can choose to help feed a player, like a Cypher player, right? If there's a so for T1 has a Cypher player, and Crazy Movin' might be the carry this game. So this game, I think T1's gonna funnel to try to get Crazy Moving to win the game. And because they can play Crazy Moving, there's this risk and reward of, do I play to beat the other ROC players, or do I soften my board for Crazy Moving? And that constant risk and reward actually makes 4v4 a much better format than if Crazy Moving was only guaranteed to play all of ROC. So there's like a really interesting dynamic there. Legal shifting momentum. Yes, that's exactly right. So in 4v4 in particular, it actually solves a lot of like griefing and inting and win trading problems in TFT in the solo format. Shiz, thanks for the 20 months. I hope you're having a great day. I'm having a wonderful day. So in 4v4, it theoretically solves like a lot of the competitive integrity issues of TFT in the solo format, where it's like, if Binteum's in 8th place and he has nothing to play for because he needs to go 2nd or better, he's actually aiming to play for a 7th, and griefing the opponent is like a really important aspect of team play. Really important aspect of team play. And also in 4v4, way more comps are viable because playing Marksman Vanguard of Philios is actually a good thing. Not everyone can play Zeri. Not everyone can play Brand, right? And so if you take a Philios and you get a 5th, that's a good thing for the team because you're anchoring your team to get a solid amount of points. And 5th is a good placement in 4v4. It's really crazy because in solos, you're thinking this average is a 5. That's just terrible. But you need to learn more comps in 4v4 because taking a good 5th and 6th while denying 7th and 8th, or rather denying that placement and sending other enemy teams to 7th and 8th, is a good thing. So in 4v4, like basically the meta is way more diverse, like by a lot. Or rather, you'll see a lot of players be willing to play more diverse things that they don't usually do. And then, of course, like the usual things like augment valuation changes a lot. Kingslayer, for example, is way higher value. Or there's another augment in the past. If you guys remember Future Sight lets you see your next teammate, like or lets you see your next opponent who you're playing. That's a way higher value augment in 4v4 than it is in solos. Because you get to really manipulate HP that way. As if Kingslayer wasn't OP already. Well, yeah, but it's an augment that can get you immense value if you are dialed in and making sure that you're coordinating with your team. Communication is really important. I think another aspect of 4v4 is that team chemistry is extremely important. So one thing that happened with last year's championship was that it was won by Flash Wolves, and Flash Wolves wasn't exactly a team of strong individual players, or rather, the individual players were good, but none of them were like superstars, right? Fnatic had Wasian and Dish Soap, and Vitality had, Setsuko, Milk, and T1 had Binteum and Bobane, like all these like really prestigious players. Flash Wolves had like, Li Xiao and Li Tuchuan and like a couple of other like really solid players, but no one that's like a global household name in TFT. But their team chemistry and teamwork was like unbelievable. They were so good and dialed in. They were always really on point for everything. Carousels, right? Like you see Binteum is actually playing defense. There's actually so much to talk about. But right now Binteum is actually playing Disruption with his Young, Wild, and Free. And he's trying to play Denial for Ssangyeop. So basically, he was scouting, talking, asking, and he's the initial disruptor here for what Ssangyeop wants. Ssangyeop wants the glove on Misfortune because that spikes his board. And all of a sudden, Binteum is now playing defense for his team, as opposed to taking the priority, because I don't think Binteum's the carry for this game. Crazy Moving is the carry. Crazy Moving is the Cypher player, so T1's banking on him winning. And if Crazy Moving wins, then T1 can play for parity. Parity kind of means that if you tie in 4v4, you go 1-4. Let's say you go 1-4, 5-8. The other team goes 2-3, 6-7. That means that you both have the same amount of points because 1 and 4 is worth 2 and 3, and 5 and 8 is worth 6 and 7. It's just basically average placement. If you tie, then whoever gets first place in the lobby ends up winning because they win the tiebreaker that way. And so T1 might be going for like a first place parity score. Parity. This is played on 14.1. Yeah, this is played on the current patch because the new patch is not out yet. All right. This is actually very cool. I do think 4v4 is really cool. It's a little bit hard to like, you have to kind of sit down and listen to my 15-minute explanation of why 4v4 is really, really interesting. But you sort of have to commit to like trying to understand what makes the format really good. And once you do, it's actually just so cool. It's actually one of the best parts about competitive TFT, in my opinion, is that team formats make it really, really interesting. You can add the position, divide by number of games. You could, right? So you could. We've tried to do 4v4 where it's like team points that carry over from game to game. This is actually a really important note, by the way. DrOH, this is actually really bad for ROC, macro-wise. The role of Twisted Fate is to actually preserve HP. He's supposed to win all of stage 3, so the fact that he lost 2 here is a really big deal because TF is supposed to fall off later in the game anyways, especially if there's a Cypher player in the lobby. And so DrOH is basically failing at his role. Not like, you know, again, you don't have full context of things, so it's like hard to say, but macro-wise, TF is really poorly positioned in this lobby because he's projected to go 6-7 right now, and he needs to aim for like a 4 and a 5th. And that's kind of what Twisted Fate does in something like 4v4. So DrOH is probably going to have to roll really aggressively. But look at this. Crazy Movement is denying, right? So Crazy Movement from T1 is trying to deny it by holding Twisted Fate. So if everyone from T1 holds 2 Twisted Fates, that's going to make DrOH's life preservation strategy a lot weaker. I'm actually really curious. I think egg evaluations in team formats is going to change. So the encounter, I didn't really check it. It was egg armory. I wonder if everyone should be taking 4 or 9. I actually don't think 13 is valuable at all. I think you have to trade so much HP for it, so I think 13 is off the table. But also in solo queue, 4 turn eggs are not really viable at all because it's just too low cap. Everyone takes 9. And I wonder if you're supposed to take 4. Like, if you're DrOH, aren't you supposed to take 4 so you can play for HP as opposed to 9 so you can play for like a higher placement? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Once it clicks, it's cooler than solos. Yeah, well said. Well said, Jim Mecken. So I think encounter evaluations are going to be really interesting. Oh, yes, we do. This guy took a 4-turn egg. This guy took a 4-turn egg. When's the last time you saw people take 4-turn eggs in solo queue? Like, almost never, right? You have a couple players who are... So people who take 4-turn eggs are the aggro players. The equivalent of this, if you're playing like MOBAs or you play Overwatch or Marvel Rivals, is that these people are like the tanks, the initiators, the people that have to like be aggressive and set the tone of it. That's really interesting. Because the way they're viewing it is that they know they're going bot 4, but they're just trying to make sure to play for like not 8th. Because going 8th in 4v4 is usually what sets the tone for the rest of the game. Going 8th puts more pressure on the team by like a lot. I think we were running like numbers last year, but like going 8th puts you at like a 37 to 63 underdog, assuming you're 50-50, right? So going 8th is like a huge swing. So a lot of times, like, just try, if you recognize you're in a bad spot, just try to avoid 8th and have someone else on the other team go 8th is a really big swing. Okay, this is Trait Tracker for Ssangyeop. Ssangyeop from ROC. He's a Reforger. I don't really like a lot of these, so I think he's going to have to reforge. I think I would reforge Syndicate, Exotech, and probably Rapid Fire. Those are just... Rapid Fire actually has range extension, which is kind of nice. That can be playable. But Dynamo also is easy to splash in, and it's a good team utility. So he's going to go ahead and reforge those 3. Oh, he gets Strategist, which is good. Executioner, when he already has Rengar, is also solid. Bastion's not bad either. You can always splash in Poppy Kabuko. Oh, he has Pandora. Oh, you're right. He has Pandoras. I missed that. Wait, so Ssangyeop might be the... He's at 40 HP though, but like what I'm getting out of ROC is that they don't really have win out potential right now. Another element of 4v4 that's really cool. I talked about how there's multiple layers of strategies. It's not just everyone feeding their carry, right? So T1 has the Cypher player. That's an easy strategy to understand. They funnel everything. Crazy moving wins out. They play for 1-4-5-8. And so that's an easy layer 1 strategy. Another strategy that started surfacing towards the end of last year was tempoing. And you can play tempo, which is if you claim 3 spots at the top 4, it doesn't matter if T1 wins. If Crazy Moving Giga wins with 100 HP, but ROC goes 2, 3, 4, mathematically, T1 can never get more points. So another strategy for 4v4 is simply tempoing to get 3 players into the top 4 in any order. It doesn't really matter. And you guarantee win. And I don't think I see that from ROC. That usually happens when you kind of have overwhelming amount of pressure through like high rolling early game, and then you're playing strategies that get online. That like basically the loose streakers never get online. And so I don't really see that out of ROC right now. I'm not getting the vibe. Hey Chad, do you drop Nitro on 9 when playing 5 Exotech? No, generally speaking. But I will say that if your Nitro doesn't have a lot of stacks, it's not worth it. Okay, so we got Brand. So Brand is another high placement comp. I'm actually worried about T1. So Crazy Moving is the... Wait, I have PB down? Oh, my bad. Wait, has that text been up the entire time? Right, I'm taking it down. T1 has an HP deficit. They have a pretty big HP deficit to Crazy Moving. And one thing that's really difficult for T1 is that they can't trade that much HP to Crazy Moving if they're all at 1 life. So T1 needs to start winning. If for them to be in a good position, they need to make sure that at least Binteum or sCsC starts winning fights, because Crazy Moving is going to win for sure. And so T1's like losing too much life. They're at 35, 33, 27. Right, so that's like 100 HP remaining, and that's, oh my god, they're in the 20s now. That's really bad. So ROC is going for the tempo strategy. They're trying to actually, they know that Crazy Moving is going to win the game. So the way they counter is by pressuring T1 and send them 3 bot forward. And T1 does not have much wiggle room, because there's a situation where T1 might queue into each other, like Duni and Binteum might be at 1 life and queue into each other. Crazy Moving. Wait, Crazy Moving pivot into Brand? Oh, Cypher pivot into Brand. Okay. TF3. This is really late for DrOH, but better late than never. He actually hit almost everything. This is Binteum playing Nitro MF. Dynamo Emblem. Dynamo Emblem. He's getting 3rd item on MF. Wait, what? Oh, he's putting items on Renekton too. Dude, playing binary airdrop. He's beating Araye. That's a big win. That's a big win. Binteum can't be at 1 life. He's actually quite powerful. And Araye took a pretty big loss. Wait, his board is insane. He has Viego 2, Zac 2, Renekton 2. Oh my. Oh my. Pause. So, okay, so, and then there's another element of strategy that I didn't go over, which is like, so if T1 somehow takes a 7-8, if you go 1-2, you still win the game. When all else fails, the nuclear strategy is if you go 1-2, you win the game, because you tie in points no matter what, and then the tiebreaker is who goes first. So 1278 will win. Well, good news about watching VODs is that we get to skip all the pausing. A pause in TFT seems weird. It's probably just some technical issues. Will the bootcamp watch party start at the same time as yesterday? Yes. Yes. So today's the final day. It's gonna start at 9 p.m. But that'll be with BoxBox. It's just because it's generally centralized on BoxBox's stream, so I just appear on it. This is my own personal stream that's separate from it. How do you sign up for EWC 4v4? That part I don't know as much. EWC has kind of been hard to understand dates and stuff like that. They haven't exactly been easy to follow. Ssangyeop. Ssangyeop's board is okay. He's playing Jinx 3 secondary alongside Brand. Sorry, for some reason the VODs are broken up into 30-minute chunks, so it'll reset from time to time. Divinicorp Z from Dooney. This is looking bad. Dooney needs to not die. He's at 12 HP, so he can take a 1-unit loss. He's going against sCsC. sCsC has a life to trade. Good loss. So sCsC is down to 1 life. Arai's dead. Arai went 8th. That's really big. So now Dooney and sCsC can feel like they can take a 7th. So Arai is out. Arai played and oh god. He played like Annie Fast 9 with Nitro, so it did not work out very well. Oh, he plays Scoreboard Scrapper. You know, I think Scoreboard Scrapper is scary in 4v4 because you're very vulnerable to getting target griefed because you're going to be losing HP early, and then if people target grief you, then you're not able to actually stabilize quick enough. Lose streak strategies in 4v4 are very high risk. It's high reward, but the risk is increased more because the punishment for lose streaking can be really severe because there's 4 people on the enemy team incentivized to hold whatever unit you're trying to angle for. So if you was trying to play like Annie, like all 4 members of the enemy team are going to take every tier and hold every Annie and like make you like unlikely to win streak out. And so lose streak augments are even higher risk in 4v4, and you have to basically understand how to navigate around that. Wait, Dunizuni's dead. Binteum beat him. Dunizuni's dead. DrOH's dead. What was the play? Was it 7-8? Oh, that's really bad. That's really bad. So ROC went 7-8. So now they have to 1-2. Average ranking. Oh, this is basically a show who's alive right now. So basically T1's really far ahead. T1's really far ahead right now. And so if ROC has to go 1-2 in this lobby or else they lose because they went 7-8. And the only way you can win from a 7-8 is if you win the lobby and you go second, so you tie. You play for a tie. And that's really tough because Panda's at 5 HP. It's doable. Crazy moving isn't as insanely strong as I thought he would be with the Cypher. He had Cypher Titanic Titan. I thought he was going to... Wait, he's losing out. Oh, that's not good. So now, because T1 was like basically, oh, we're funneling into crazy moving, go for a first. He had Cypher 2-1 with Titanic Titan, and he's not exactly winning out. Oh, Panda's dead? Oh, okay. Well, in that case, that's over then. Oh, you're right. You're right. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so Panda's dead. So that means that T1 won the game. So the rest of this game doesn't really matter. They're probably gonna end it soon. He took a 100 cash. He did. Oh, you're right. Okay, so that means if he took a 100 cash, that means that he got griefed and he decided just to play for tempo then. Interesting. Okay, so that's game number 1. T1 wins. I don't know why they make them play it out. Like T1 guaranteed win. They have 3 players in the top 4, so it doesn't really matter who wins. They actually took off the overlay, so we can just go ahead and skip all this. So T1's up 1-0. It might be like they play for MVP. So like finishing out the rest of the game could play for MVP, but that stat's always super fake. Because in 4v4, the thing that makes 4v4 really interesting is that everybody's position is different. And so a lot of times, you as the player have to learn to take the backseat role to other teammates if they have better spots than you do. That's the chemistry part we're talking about. Like, Binteum might be the best and most accomplished player on T1, but he can't be just like playing for top 1, top 2 every game. And that applies to like the best players too, right? So Dish Soap is the GOAT, but he's not gonna be the person carrying. Like sometimes Dish Soap has to be on 6th place duty, like trying to outplace these 2 players. And Dunizuni going 6th here is arguably more important than whoever's in this 2-3-4. Like Dunizuni avoiding 7-8 put ROC in such a bad spot that like he actually might secretly be the MVP of the match, right? So that's why MVP is kind of weird in 4v4, because roles are very fluid and dynamic. There's no like dedicated opper. There's no dedicated like carry. Everyone has to play their role based on their openers. I don't think they can FF. That's fine. Let's just go ahead and fast forward and get to the next game then. So T1's up 1-0. And looks like they're about to start. All right, Azir Aug rounds. T1 is up 1-0. So this counts as a 1-0 for T1. That's correct. That's correct. And now it's a best of 3. All right, so early augment rounds. In 4v4, you tend to also want to play very high commitment early game, so that way you can kind of help your teammates make decisions. It's going to be interesting to see how earlier augment rounds affect all that. How does 4v4 work? Points are totaled across all the players of your team. Lower points wins. It's everything is correct by Asian Spark except whoever just has higher points through the game. Whoever has better AVP, whoever has better overall average placement in the game. The quickest summary is whichever team has better AVP that individual game scores a point. If you tie, whichever team wins the lobby is the tiebreaker. And then what makes it exciting is that it's like every game is like checkmate. Every game is like best of 1. You have to basically play all out for one game. There's no like there's nothing that's like, okay, well this person has nothing to play for. That's a problem with team. Oh, someone has Rengar with Executioners, with Cuppers. But there's no such thing as like this person has nothing to play for ever, because you always have a chance to come back on the next game. If they did points rolling over, then at the third, let's say they did 3 games, and they said whichever team has more points over the 3 games advances, then game 3 might be irrelevant. Like they mathematically eliminated. And so it makes it less interesting. And so a lot of players have given feedback that this best of 3 checkmate format, so to speak. It's not checkmate, but it's best of 3. It feels better. Cut purse. I wonder if this augment is as broken in 4v4 as it is in solos. Probably. So sCsC is probably going to be the main tempo setter for T1. He's actually gonna. It's actually crazy. When you have cut purse, you're gonna preserve HP and you make a lot of gold. Usually you don't get to do both. Usually in 4v4, if you are the person setting the pace, you're able to preserve HP, but you're gonna be poorer. But because of cut purse, he's gonna be able to compensate for that. So that's insane. It has to be an S+ tier augment in 4v4 as well as it is in solos. It just has to be. Pandora's and Young, Wild, and Free. This guy is playing Disruption. So Young, Wild, and Free for Ssangyeop. He gets to pick whatever he wants to deny his opponent and no component punishment. Pandora's is really interesting in 4v4 because you can just kind of pick whatever to help your team, and then you could roll. There's also some augments that make yourself really selfish in 4v4 as well. Like Clear Mind is actually a D tier augment, for example, because if you take Clear Mind, you don't get to hold the bench to help your team. So it's you have to be really mindful of that kind of stuff. This is worth the wait. Zyra. Okay. So Dr. O is playing HP preservation for ROC. That's fine. Starry Night Shaco for Binteum. So he's also playing for HP preservation. Some pretty decent openers. I like T1's openers a little bit more. I wish I could spectate. Spectating in 4v4, like being able to control the mouse, is extremely important because you get to see like a team's cohesive strategy. Hey, friend, did they take away rank rewards? No, they didn't. Doesn't I think they still have it around.
Man, I'm getting more dogged again.
Joey, thank you for the 3 months. Is Clear Mind A tier then? Yeah, Clear Mind's pretty good. It's pretty good. You get to hold the bench. The problem with Clear Mind is that it's a really hard augment to play in 4v4. A lot of times when you play Clear Mind in solos, you just kind of take Clear Mind and just like fill your bench, and all you're worried about is your stuff. But the problem with Clear Mind is that you also want to make sure you're not holding stuff for your team, and you want to hold your opponent's units as well. So let's say Binteum is playing Clear Mind. Right now, he'd be incentivized to like hold his enemies' Zyras while maintaining his own bench, while also thinking about his teammates' 4 costs and things like that. I mean, that's just an example. That's not actually what's going on, but I just want to give a little analogy. Will this format ever be used for big tournaments like Worlds? So this is where a lot of the top players who have been around in TFT for a long time actually prefer it to be like this. Like I think Milk and Setsuko and Soju would actually prefer this to be the Worlds format because they think it's just much more interesting. Also, I think it's kind of funny, but I'm pretty sure Soju is way better at team formats than he is at solos. Even though he's, you know, a strong solo player. Because I think Soju kicks it to another gear when he's playing with teammates, because I think like he like kind of doesn't care, so to speak, if he goes 8th, like he obviously does. But he cares way more about letting his friends down and his teammates down. And so he a lot of people who played with Soju last year for VIT said that his EWC form might have been the best individual skill he's ever been at the game. Which is kind of hard to know because, one, it's hard for that to shine through in 4v4 unless you have like good coverage of it. Right? This is not to flame the casters or broadcast or anything like that, but it's really hard to tell. Because you're just bouncing around so many POVs. The second is that he didn't stream, so there's no way you can know. Will there be an America's EWC qualifier? Yes. When will it happen? No one knows. That's the big problem right now as well. A lot of people are very frustrated in NA because no one knows when the qualifier dates are, and everyone is like Kiyun, for example, like has to plan around his best friend's wedding or something like that. He has like his best friend. He's like, I don't think he's a man of honor, but I think he's like one of the groomsmen, and he can't miss it. But like he doesn't know when it is the qualifiers, so he's like stressing out. He's like every day like, when is it? When is it? When is it? I think I'll stop watching it 4v4 because of the main format. It's much less relatable. That is definitely something that a lot of people have communicated. I don't think 4v4 should be replacing solos. I think it's just a really good way to complement solo play. You know, I think like, for example, in StarCraft, I don't know if anybody here are StarCraft fans, but in StarCraft in Korea, there used to be, I'm not sure, I haven't followed it recently at all for Brood War, but team formats and solo formats are equally important in Korea. Basically, they would have a season where solo play was really important, like the OSL, and then they would have Korean Pro League right afterwards. So like it'd be the solo championships. Then for 3 months they would play Pro League, and then they would play 3 months of solo competitions, and then they'd go back to playing Pro League. And that alternating format made following the scene extremely interesting. And I think that in TFT, we could do the same thing. I think that in TFT, it could be like running simultaneously in conjunction with each other, as opposed to like it's only 4v4, only solos. I think that's, yeah. Why is the screen kind of whited out? It's just the quality of the video, because we're watching the VOD. This happened like a few hours ago, so it's just the highest quality. I literally tuned it to the highest quality. It only goes to 720p. It doesn't go to 1080. Sorry. Shab la 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 la. My friend in the EU has cut off for the first edition's trials. Shout out to TFT Academy. Congratulations. Congratulations to your friend. Why is he going for Alistar 3? Because in 4v4, you have to think about alternative ways to build your board. So Binteum is playing Alistar 3 because he doesn't know if he's going to be able to get to Vayne 3, right? A lot of times when you're playing Shaco, what are you thinking about with Shaco? You're thinking about playing around Slayers. So you're thinking about playing Vayne 3. You're playing around other stuff. But his job with Shaco is just to preserve HP. And this is what makes 4v4 better, is because you have to learn how to do things like this. Like he's trying to streak stage 3, which is not happening, by the way. So this is a big moment for T1. But his game plan was to take this, go pound for pound with, or blow for blow with DrOH, who's also playing Worth the Wait Zyra. And so whoever wins this is actually really important, because DrOH has HP, and he's trying to bite into his HP while preserving his. And so you're not playing your own game. This is why 4v4 is going to be really different than solos in terms of understanding it, because you have to learn how to play the 5th and 6th place positions. Because if you play solos and you just prioritize Alistar 3, you're going 5th. You're going 6th. But that's a good thing in 4v4. The town match finished. It finished a few hours ago, so we're watching behind. We're watching behind. Who do you think is the most underrated unit? Probably Zac. I think most people don't really understand just how insane Zac is. Okay, so we have Street Demon, Executioners. Oh, this is the Cut Burst player. So this is Rengar. sCsC is kind of low. Oh, he rolled a 0? Wait, is he still on Rengar 1? He's on Rengar 1, 0 gold. He needs to... Oh, and he has double dupes, so he's trying to think about using... Oh, that's a really bad spot. He looks like he uses dupe for Rengar 2. That's not good. This is... What is this? Rageblade, Guardbreaker, Even Shroud. Is this just AD flex? Tempo? Is he trying to go Zeri? He has no... He's holding TFs. What is Dooney playing? I mean, Dooney just might be generic tempo. Like this kind of play from Dooney is just straight tempo, and he's... So I guess he's taking the flex spot. Oh, he's playing Anima Squad. He has Aurora and he has Anima on the bench. Okay. But Dooney is basically just trying to take a 4th to 5th. Like he's just playing for placements. So who from T1? So the problem with T1's position is that no one looks like they're in a power position to play for top 2. I'm like kind of worried. Like sCsC should part of the problem is because sCsC should be that player with Rengar, but his position does not look very good. His Rengar items are like not very good. Steris Gauge and Edge of Night are not usually what you're looking for. He also took Cooking Pot. Oh, okay. So he's playing for like Cooking Pot win out Rengar. Okay. Okay, I can see it. So sCsC is the carry this game for T1. Panda just trying to preserve HP, playing TF. He lost all of stage 3. That's really bad. Binteum won his last 2 fights. That's good. DrOH was playing Zyra. He also lost. I think ROC spot is worse than T1. I think T1's the... I mean, obviously, HP-wise, it does look like it favors T1. This is permanent HP, which is also kind of interesting. Exotech for Ssangyeop. Ooh, looking good. Ah, this is actually... Oh my goodness. Okay. Plays Cho'Gath too. You know, in 4v4 is a format where you have to play around Cho'Gath. Because you have to hit the forecast that you play. You have to play around the forecast you hit. In a lot of cases, you cannot be like, oh, I'm not gonna like play it, because your tempo matters so much for the team. Wow, crazy moving is pretty strong. Oh my gosh, he actually hit MF2 with these items. Okay, so crazy moving, Dunizuni. T1 spot looks better. I feel like DrOH spot does not look very good. I'm like not a fan of Zyra 3. I'm not sure if Zyra 3 is like better all of a sudden. Does the Rengar item change actually with Cooking Pot? I don't think so. I think you just want the same items as usual. Titans BT. Hodge. Below Masters, would you recommend to play comps that the games give or hard force top comps? Below Masters? Right now, if you're below Masters, I mean, if you're Diamond right now, Diamond is like basically Masters GM at the moment. I would recommend hard forcing, because I think that you would learn the game more. You'll like get results while learning the game. The problem with like playing what the game gives you is that you will build better fundamentals, but that won't translate to results for a long time. Or it doesn't necessarily translate to result for a long time. You could be learning TFT properly, but you'll climb way, way, way slower. And TFT addiction is largely tied to how fast you get your dopamine. And you get your dopamine faster by climbing. So I would recommend hard forcing, because you will learn and get results, and I think people prefer that. You do like stunt your long-term growth by hard forcing, but who cares about that? Get your LP. So that's why I'm not addicted. Oh, you're addicted, all right. Bro, you're here in my Twitch chat watching 4v4 TFT. This is like as addicted as it gets, man. 4v4 is like the true pure unadulterated meth. It's like, if you want pure distilled, interesting, intricate, complicated, dynamic, fluid TFT, this is the good stuff. But but it's also like, I have to warn you, once you get hooked on 4v4, solos might not be the same. It might break the reward systems in your brain. Because in 4v4, you're going to be like, man, playing this 5.5 average placement comp is just, I'm just waiting to die, right? In solos, you're just waiting to die a lot of times. Okay, whatever. This guy high rolled. But in 4v4, you're happy for your teammates when they high roll, right? You're happy for half the lobby. You're like, your role in the game is way more dynamic. Playing for a good 6 is like way more exciting than playing for a good 6 in solos. It's just, yeah, it's a complete game changer. So just as a forewarning, if you really get into 4v4 TFT, there might be a point of no return. I just want to put that out there so that way we all understand. We're all consenting adults in this transaction. And I just want to make sure every party is fully informed before we proceed. This is the premium TFT crack, exactly. Top shelf. Where the grandma keeps the peanut butter. I'm addicted to watching pro play more than playing myself. Me too, actually. I'm not gonna lie, the boot camp, I kind of lost some enthusiasm after the like 8 or 9 days. Because I like studying and analyzing how people are micro optimizing. Jamming 30 games a day myself is pretty fun for sure, but like after like 7 days of it, I kind of want to mix it up a little bit. Rengar 3, Cooking Pot. Okay. So there's a tipping point. There's a tipping point in which let me back up. Sorry. There's so much going on in 4v4 that my brain gets hit by thought after thought, so I'm trying to like make sure I set up correctly. So in 4v4, people's boards are naturally capped a lot lower because everyone is going to be more aggressive to preserve their HP, as well as enemies are going to be taking your units and slowing you down. Look at how late Twisted Fate hits. 4-7. Back-to-back games where because everyone's holding Twisted Fate, you hit at the end of stage 4. As opposed to the beginning of stage 4, which is where most Twisted Fate players hit, right? So this is actually really common, and it's not even like he didn't have good econ. He had shop glitch and he had the late start. There's a lot of reasons to why he should hit the Twisted Fate early. So this is definitely a miss from Panda's ROC's perspective. But because things are playing for lower cap, that actually means that boards like this Rengar can actually win out if he can get to Rengar 3. Because there's a lot of boards that are just playing weaker variations of like whatever they're playing. And so critical mass is definitely a win condition for T1 right now. Bro, this guy's playing rapid fire, snipers, focus, Shaco, Alistar tank. What the heck? This Binteum guy is too woke. Are you seeing? And he's also not syndicating hatting his Shaco, because if he syndicate hats, if he gives Shaco the hat, he TPs to the back line and he kills Panda. ROC might go 7-8. If they go 7-8, if they go 7-8, they can just play for the same strat as last game, which is going for 3 of the top 4. They can play tempo. Oh my god. Holy shit. This guy took worth the wait. I didn't get to see his augments. He took worth the wait, table scraps, and no scout, no pivot. When's the last time you saw no scout, no pivot? 3rd augment. What? Is this guy a madman? Yeah. Yeah. Oh god, the Kabuko's rapping on us. The Zyra's gonna get stunned. Oh, Zyra got stunned. Oh, Zyra got stunned again. DrOH going 7th here is terrible. Wait, Arai. Oh, he's beating his teammates. Oh, Arai is trading his HP. Okay, so Arai says we can't let DrOH go 7th no matter what, so we have to trade HP. But Arai is now in that threat zone as well, right? So this life management at this stage is really key, and that's where stage 2 and stage 3 have really big implications. So ROC needs to depend on Ssangyeop. Ssangyeop needs to trade HP for Arai and DrOH. But at the same time, he can't be too weak to allow T1 to take 3 spots in the top 4. So Ssangyeop needs to beat T1, but lose to his teammates. And that is a really hard position to be in. A lot of teams are not very good at this. This is one thing that Flash Wolves last year did really well. They were really good at playing these kinds of positions. They manipulate HP really well. They sacked really well. Yeah. This is exactly it. DrOH won, Arai won, Ssangyeop, and then crazy move in sCsC lost. This is ROC. ROC's still in it. Even though they went 8th, they still have a chance. Oh, you can play your teammates in 4v4. Would that be better if you always play the other team? So I talked about this at the very beginning, and this is actually a pretty common question in 4v4. But the answer is that you would think so, but in practice, the ability to play your teammates in 4v4 actually adds multiple layers of strategy for different types of ways you can win the lobby. If you can't play your teammates in 4v4, then what it purely becomes about is just whoever has the highest cap of the game. It's like it becomes a lot like double up, which is like who hits a 3-star 4 cost. Who basically you just funnel your teammates, and then you just play for power. Because then the optimal strategy in 4v4, if you can't play your teammates, is just make sure that 2 of your teammates are high rolling. And that's it. It becomes way more simplistic that way. But because you can play your teammates, a bunch of more tempo strategies and other compositions become way more viable. Diversity of the format increases dramatically, and how you play early mid-game matters so much more. Okay, Riot lost. He's down to 1 life. 1 life for Riot, 1 life for DrOH. Duni and sCsC at 1917 is actually pretty crucial because they have 1.5 lives. Actually, sCsC is basically guaranteed 2 lives. Okay, T1 again trying to play for top 4 tempo strategy. They innovated this last year. So last year, there's a lot of teams that weren't really playing for this. And T1 in scrims and at EWC was a team innovating a lot of strats. And a lot of teams copied them. But I'm pretty sure T1 was really dependent on Bobe. I think Bobe was a really strong player. I'm surprised they didn't sign him back. Arai died. Okay, T1 might. I think T1 wins. I think they. That's actually really bad. They went 7-8 again. Okay, T1 I think smashed them. But T1 is one of the strongest teams in APAC. This is not a surprise. They're a really strong team. Korea in general has always been really good at team formats, and they innovate strategies, and they also are very like sound individually. So like they're just a really good team. I always think that T1's like one of the favorites in any 4v4 competition over the past year. It's 4v4 has had a short lifespan, at least in this current iteration, but they've always been very strong. They never looked weak. Was Vitality really strong? Yeah, Vitality's been really strong too. So Dooney's board is like okay, but he's probably just gonna die. He's stuck level 8. Again, Dooney's like playing for like not 7, not 8th, and he goes 6th. That's a really important role. A lot of times when you're stuck on 8 with playing Anima Squad, you're just really sad. You're like, oh well, I guess I lose LP. Oh wait, DrOH wins. Dunizuni's dead. Oh, hold on. Hold on. The dream is alive. If Crazy Moving, okay. So if Crazy Moving dies here, and he is likely to die because the problem is I don't think MF and Zaya caps high enough. I think, especially with his items. Then ROC can play for the 1-2. And because it's a 3-person because it's 3 people left, you always know who you're going to be playing next and when there's 3 people left. And ROC can trade HP and 2v1 whoever's left. I think it's Crazy Moving, right? Oh, Crazy Moving's dead. Wait, Binteum killed him. Oh, it's so on. Okay, ROC can play for the 1-2. They're both high enough HP. Okay, so DrOH knows he's playing Binteum, so he just plays straight up. Ssangyeop can also play best board. So right now ROC just plays best board, but they might have to manipulate a good loss for the next round. What isn't T1 good at? T1 in general lacks like a true ace, if that makes sense. I actually think that every team's X factor is the true ace, and so like it's kind of like how Vitality is interesting because the true ace is Milk, not Setsuko. Oh, DrOH died. Oh, T1 clutch, so Binteum killed him. Wait, Shaco's this good? I thought Binteum was playing for HP, but he actually with Shaco, Alistar. Oh my god, he's the carry. Dude, Shaco with Sniper's Focus, Rapid Fire Emblem. Woke. That's actually kind of crazy. So T1 wins. And this is where subtly it's so important not to go 8th, because if Arai went 6th, T1 went 5-7, but ROC could go 1-3. And if you go 1-3, 5-7, you tie in placements, and then ROC would win. So even as something as subtle as Arai going 6th and Dunizuni going 7th would keep ROC in the game. But ROC lost because of that 7-8. And so this is going back to what I was saying earlier, which is the MVPs of the match might look like it's whoever is like winning out and they get the average placement, but sometimes playing for the 6th, it's just so crucial for the team. 2-4-5-6 wins. 2-4-5-6 wins. So T1 advances. Beast. T1 isn't good at Dota 2. They disbanded the team. Sad. He's rolling for TF3 as well. I mean, I guess we could watch the end of this game and just see who wins. I'm curious if Shaco 3 can win the game. So we can go ahead and fast forward to the end here. Wait, Binteum just cleared. He actually just won every fight. He wins out with the Shaco board. That's crazy. you actually look at it. Shaco broken? Dude, they're buffing Shaco next match. Reroll Kog'Maw doing last EWC? Yeah, exactly. Although I would say Twisted Fate is the equivalent of that, but I think TF in general is... I think TF is not very good in 4v4 personally. I would stay away from it. Okay, so that was the first match. T1 beats ROC. They win 2-0. We have a couple more matches to go through. I'll probably run an ad break here so you guys don't miss anything for the next game. Next game, I believe, is Zeta featuring Title. I think Title, you guys know Japan's two-time world champion. I think he plays next. So, see you guys in a couple minutes. Let me go ahead and scrub through to just see it. 2-0 for T1. They're still looking good. I think Bobe, I think very, very highly of Bobe because I think he has good macro. And so T1 replaced him with, I think, Crazy Moving. Crazy Moving was on Na'Vi last year. Oh, next is Talon. Okay, so the match schedule, let me just research real quick. So the match schedule is Talon versus ONIC. I don't know much about ONIC. Who's on ONIC? ONIC is oh, they don't have the schedule here. But Talon versus ONIC. ONIC is ONIC is the other Korean player. They have Taro on the team. Oh, interesting. So Bamyang is the top QP earner from two sets ago for Korea. Cosmo and An, who've also made it. They used to be on MSJ. So this is basically revived MSJ, but with Taro from Japan. Interesting. You're starting to see some teams with like mixed nationalities. Taro from Japan for here. ROC has arrived from the Philippines. Looks like the Korean teams are just like, they have like ringers instead of like teaming with 4 Koreans. All right. But of course, Talon has YBY and Midfeed. These are 2 of the best 5 players in Vietnam. They have Piva, who's also considered to be a strong ladder player, and Succulento. Succulento's is a fun game. During ads, can we get the card shop? Yeah, sure. Here you go. Here you guys go. All right, okay, here we go. This is Lucky Shops, I think. Oh God.
可以看到黑客商店的话，其实那我觉得玩运营或者说玩赌狗的话，都还是其实蛮不错的，因为很容易追3，也会给你来到体系内的卡。
Is Milk that much better than Setsuko at EWC? No, it's just that Milk, I think, I think Milk plays way more selfishly, and Setsuko plays very team-oriented. Which actually sounds crazy, because it feels like they should let Setsuko play more selfishly. But Setsuko, part of what makes him... I mean, every player in TF in 44 needs to be very flexible and dynamic. But it's like the true. It's not actually a true, like, the most important skill to be able to play for the win out. But if you do, like, playing for the win out is more like a specialized role than it is to play open flex. You have to be willing to play open flex. And Setsuko is much more, like, him being the flex role is way better for Vitality than putting Milk in that spot. Milk is much better at playing like a refined, honed win-out strategy. All right, here we go.
上面有辅助尖塔，其实也是一个前期打连胜的不错的选择，因为3换0前面过渡强度还是比较高的。
对的，因为只削弱了高换零，没有削弱低换零。
Okay, so it's lucky shop. So I think this encourages a lot of people to reroll.
这边的话
拿了一个大棒，
大棒刚好有羊刀。
Piva.
对，而且有2星的大嘴。
Crown Dwell. Okay, Crown Dwell's like pretty basic. He might just be slamming Rage Blade. He might be playing Zeri from here. Balmyong with Salvage Bin. Salvage Bin is like low cap 4v4 because you're just playing like you can just kind of like slam, play HP, take anything on carousel.
这边 Piva 还是因为有2星的塞拉斯前排。
Card pack snapshot is on April 30th. Put the masters before then to collect yourself. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I should push a challenger. Otherwise, it'll look kind of silly. Card pack snapshot, bro. There's too many snapshots to play for. There's too many snapshots to play for. 2-trick. 2-trick into Nitro open. Okay, Cypher. So Midfeed is playing Cypher. 20 gold. Wow. All right. So Midfeed is going to be Talon's. It's going to be Talon's carry here. I think that makes sense. I think everyone that's been watching competitive TFT for a while can remember that one Setsuko TM certified spaghetti board that won the lobby. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So like the downside of that is sometimes you're gonna be playing. You're gonna have Setsuko playing like Twisted Fate reroll, which sucks because it feels like a waste. But at the same time, he can do anything, and so that's much more of an important dynamic role that VIT needs to fill. His roles are much more hard to fill than Milk, because quite frankly, like, I mean, it's hard in its own ways, but quite frankly, it's like really important that you guys understand and set the rules amongst each other before the game starts. But be willing to play other stuff. So like another thing too is last EWC, Milk also was on Karma duty. Karma was like the 4th best 4-cost, 5th best 4-cost comp. The equivalent would be like learning how to play Aphelios. He like in this current set, and Karma, because Karma was not considered to be very good, but like learning all the ins and outs of it, so that way he could like max his placements and play uncontested, because no one else wanted to play Karma. And that's where Milk is role. He's a specialist, right? And then, but like no one else would really play Karma on the team. Can they talk to each other in your games? Yes, yes. You're allowed to have comms. You are allowed to have comms. Okay, we got Slammin'. Slammin's okay. It's not as insane in 4v4 as it is in solos. In solos is like one of the best gold tier augments for econ. In solos, it's like okay, because you're kind of forced to slam, and that gives you less, just fewer options against your teammates. So one dynamic in 4v4 that's always awkward is that you aren't supposed to actually make your full items until you see who you match up against. Because if you slam your items beforehand, let's say that Succulento slams this stone plate, he might queue into his teammate and deal more damage to his teammate by accident. And that can happen multiple times in a row. And that actually ends up being a problem for a lot of teams. Oh, Succulento's sacking. Oh, is he sacking for midfeed? Oh, interesting. So he's trying to let midfeed get a kill. Interesting. So this is a really weird play, right? He just hit Zyra 3 for worth the wait. But why is he playing Zyra 3 on the bench? It's because his teammate's playing Cypher midfeed, and he's trying to see if he can give his teammate 1 or 2 HP. And so you already see a little bit of teamwork coming up from Talon. Like they're trying to sack certain units. Good stuff.
目前是占据场上的主动啊，他们的优势还是比较大的。
对，其他的都是1连胜、2连胜这样。
而且来到3阶段，其实这个3星杰拉会很大程度上扰乱 ONIC 这边的节
奏。What up, Pat Nice?
但有可
能 How you doing, man?
是，他上波应该就是怕万一碰到队友怎么办，所以说提前把那个3星杰拉下到场下了。
The key for Midfeed to do well is that Talon has to buy time for Midfeed Cypher to pay off. Okay, bunch of orbs. Everyone's so rich now. Is it me, or are there not a lot of lucky shots happening for these players? Flux capacitor, so this guy's going Zeri for sure. D-Claw. Kind of small things. This, like, he shouldn't slam until he sees who he's playing, but he's playing against Succulento, so it's fine. Succulento tucks the Zyra 3 back in. Shojin JG is good. Is YBY Talon like the star player? On paper, yeah. But the thing is, I don't have insight to how they prep as a team. That's where you have to like ask other teams, analysts, and like casters. Like this is where the casters can provide a lot of value. Casters are supposed to find that out. It's entirely possible that Talon has a different setup. Like if I were to ask you again, like, you know, who do you think is the main star and carry for Vitality? I think a lot of people would say Setsuko, but it's actually Milk and Vitality, and that could be the exact same thing for Talon. It could be like YBY is the flex player, and Midfeed is the carry because Midfeed is really good. It could be that Piva is the specialist, and YBY and Midfeed are also flex roles. So there are some teams that try to have everyone do everything. So you know, you could have teams hard carried by like one player that they try to take comms lead, they try to take macro lead. In Fnatic, we distributed everything because our team was made up of a lot of really powerful players. Like we had Weijin and DrOH and Malala, which is like very, very good individual players. And so basically people split duties a lot on Fnatic. Like Kiyun split comms duty with DrOH. Kiyun was actually the best player on Fnatic last year, even though he was on a team with 3 players who are far more accomplished than he is, in my opinion. I think Kiyun performed the best, but no one really knows that. Everyone thinks that Kiyun's the clown. Like, oh, Fnatic had DrOH, NA's GOAT, Weijin Iverson, an incredible NA player, Malala, who put up set 10 world champ, Vegas Open champ, and they have Kiyun. But Kiyun actually was the best performer. How have the games been? Any cool comps that went out? The one comp that went out was Shaco reroll with rapid fire cannon and sniper's focus. It actually literally won out 60 HP. I thought that he was playing for placements for the team, but he actually won the game. Does your role change each game based on opener? Yes, it can, but each team has like, basically each person on the team has like a specific amount that they're willing to flex, and you have to have some players who are wide and some players who are narrow. Or you could have it like, okay, the theoretical best team in 4v4 TFT is basically a team of 4 Setsukos, but there's no such thing that exists. You have people who are completely selfless and willing to play for the team, and I think a really good example of this is Soju. And then you have really selfish, like, bullies. But like okay, when I say bullies, like they push people off their line if they have like a good opener for it, but like will absolutely like fulfill their duty and execute well. And so you have Milk. So I think this is why they actually work really well together, because I'm pretty sure both of them are on the extremes. I think Milk and Soju are on the exact opposite extremes, and that can also work really well too, as long as the team is on the same page together. But in my opinion, the best theoretical 4v4 team is like a team that of 4 people who can play anything, who are capable of playing win out, willing to take the we call it Kog'Maw duty, which is just funny because Kog'Maw is also in the set, but he's not a really viable comp. who can calm well, who can scout well, who can also set macro. It's just like in call plays. It's just like really hard. It's like really hard to do all that. Because I don't know too much behind the scenes about Vitality, but I can't imagine that Setsuko is the one managing comms and setting macro. It's like really hard. He probably calms, but taking lead is like really hard. Oh god. Oh god. He has a skip. He has a skip? So now, okay, so with this, he needs his teammates to sack for him now. But Talon doesn't really have... Oh, actually, I guess they're okay. Midfeed going 8th here is terrible for Talon. If they go 8th, their carry going 8th is terrible. Like that's basically like putting them as the massive underdog for this game. Because the whole point of them is funneling into midfeed. And his cash out is awful. On's playing for what? Oh, he's playing for Rengar. Titans. Double Titans. Smart. Very smart. Wow, this is really good. Really good from On. Really good from On. Every player from ONIC now needs to roll down. They haven't. I actually don't know if this is right. ONIC need to have dialed into the fact that midfeed is low HP and they all have too much gold. And they all need to find a way. If any of them are in the matchmaking pool, they need to pressure midfeed a lot because they know that he's going for one more round of cash out. And putting him at 1 life is really dangerous for him. All of Talon needs to nerf their board to give midfeed 2 lives. Exactly. And then all of ONIC should be, assuming that the midfeed is in their pool, needs to play for pressure. YBY. Bro, YBY looks like he's going 8th. He's at 5 TFs. I'm pretty sure... Oh, no, he has 2 duplicators. So he's at 7. I'm pretty sure TF is not very good for 44. I think people have the impression that he's supposed to be the HP mule. This comp does not preserve HP well. Unless you're hitting ahead of curve. And you just can't hit ahead of curve reliably in 4v4. But to be fair, we only watched 3 games of it. But like, look at Bamyang griefing 2 Twistifates right in the top left. I feel like this comp is bait. Are we watching 4v4s? Yeah, we're watching 4v4s. I mean, because like, you know, it's different content and new patch is coming out in a few hours on OC. Okay, so here's the cash out. Luden's Echo. He has Reforgers. He has 2 Reforgers. Here's the Lucky Shops. What is this? So it's Trade Tracker. Oh, wow. Wait a second. So Talon played Trade Tracker and TF and Cypher. Talon's macro this game makes sense. Piva is doing his job. He's playing high tempo. YBY is playing Twisted Fate, which theoretically is high tempo and preserving HP. And then Succulento with Trade Tracker and midfield, they can pressure from below. Their setup is actually pretty good. The problem is that... oh, God. The problem is that midfeed got a bad cash out and is at 1 life. And YBY didn't preserve as much HP as they wanted. I actually don't like Talon's spot at all. I don't like Talon's spot at all. I think they're in a poor position, and ONIC just has to like make sure that midfeed and YBY go like 6-8, and they can just play 3 of the top 4. Taro's board, Nitro Tempo looking good. Cosmo playing Exotech looking good. On, I think, hit his board. He's looking good. I am very worried for Talon right now. Silvermere Dawn Renekton. Is that even good? Silvermere Dawn Renekton. Reforge again. Reforge again. Reforge again. Nope, he's committed. Oh, God. I think Midfeed's 8th. I think there's a really good chance he's 8th.
一把小攻速度给。
You sacked, like, functionally 99 HP for Silver Miradon on Renekton. That can't be right.
加里奥能扛得住吗？跳一下，跳后排，主要狮子狗可以越过前面打后排，再跳一下，跳死加里奥。后续
He's
火箭
dead.
能砸过去，只剩再来稳了。
Oh, God.
贝德贝的老八。
I wonder if Cypher is bait in 4v4. Like, true Cypher is bait. Maybe T1 had the read all along. Remember when T1 played a 100 cash out?
而且我感觉收完可能还是要奔着8级。
I wonder if,
在这个版本，在这个模式下去。
I wonder if T1 had the read. You can't playing for Cypher has a built-in failure rate, and that's such a big deal in best of 3 in 4v4. Where if you're like wrong one time, if you have the failure of like getting a bad cash out, you're in such a bad position for going 8th, and you have 4 people trying to send you 8th. I wonder if T1 had the read.
碰到2星的女枪。
Succulento also does not look very strong. Is this 7-8?
前排反正还是用了2个流呢。
Oh no. Oh no. Worth the wait into trade tracker.
但现在可能最常应该就是在野外的时候爆一个铲，不是爆一个敲。
对。如果不爆敲，这里上去能上什么呢？战略分析师其实还是补战略分析师，然后挂一个街头恶魔转。
Oh my god.
对，因为他其实，在街头恶魔体系里面用不到体系里的2个战略。
Has Ryder suggested that they might introduce a 4v4 mode? I don't think they should. I think it actually turns TFT into kind of a toxic dynamic because in 4v4, you have to play for the team, and there's going to be people playing very selfishly. So, like, if you think League of Legends is toxic, just wait till you see TFT. Where you're like, not only are you supposed to grief your opponents, but you're supposed to not grief your teammates. And TFT is like very, very intricately related in that way. So I don't think 4v4 should ever be like a true game mode that Riot leads into. Hey Dan, how's your day off? Day off in which you worked a ton? Yeah, I didn't actually really have a day off, but it was nice. It was nice. It was just nice to chill.
2星的兔子带大天使还是太厉害。
还有，这时候观察一下是队友要还是对面要，队友要就不拿了，对面要就稍微拿一下。2星女枪，
要不要换进？
You can't convince me TFT is more toxic than League. Well, I mean, we would start getting there if 4v4 became a thing. If 4v4 became like the like a pretty common game format, then I think we would get there. And now, okay, this is actually really, really bad. Talon, I think Talon lost. I think Talon lost the game. Because now if Talon plays against... If Talon plays against ONIC, or sorry, YBY plays against Succulento, they're both at 1 life. So they're guaranteed 7th. I think TF is bad for 4v4. I actually kind of already think TF is not that great for solos.
YBY 苦苦支撑了一下，他现在已经把灵魂链接给吃满了，
而且还卡了一个2星的狮子狗。
这边差最后一回合，下波。
He's 1 off from Zyra 4. Maybe Zyra 4 is like a potential win out. Frodan, when a new set is being figured out, what are the things high elo players look for when determining which lines are strongest? Generally speaking, it's like how it's consistent, like average placement and win rate, and then also how often you can play it. It's like a mixture of it. So it's like it's AVP and it's baseline consistency. So an example of a comp that has high AVP is Fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks actually is a really high AVP comp, but can you play it every game? Not even close, right? Oh my god, you lost to a Philios? Wait, he lost to his teammates. Piva needed... Piva needed to sack his... Oh god, he probably thought that he could just win anyways. Oh, Talon went 7-8. It's looking like ONIC
悄悄的。
is looking like ONIC is gonna win.
但这种4v4的比赛里面的话，其实很难。
对，比赛里太难了，大家都会盯着
It's
你
doable. It's doable. Basically, at this point,
这边两位
Succulento needs to like out.
分列7、8位，这样意味着另外两位手必须要拿
Succulento needs to win out, and Piva needs to bleed. He needs to like beat the other ONIC players while bleeding. It's doable. HP wise, it's doable. It's just really, really hard.
战略分析师给到扎克，火男这边带了个伏牛转，补一下增伤。我倒觉得是 Succulento 这边的强度已经够看了。
I don't even think that Zyra4 wins out. I'm not entirely sure how good Zyra4 is, but I don't think she's anything like she was in last set. This set Zyra is basically the same as last set Zyra, but I think she's weaker. Okay, On's dead. That's a good step.
但是就看队友能不能撑得住到第
That's step 1.
而且 Succulento 手上是没有容错能放给队友的，这个是最大的问题。
而且马上进入到6阶段的14滴血是不足以。
If Future Set Augment was here, wouldn't it be OP in 4v4? Yes. Yes, Future Set would be very good in 4v4. Although, theoretically, you can actually figure out matchmaking if teams were able to calm it. But you are correct. In set 12, there was a charm that you could see who you'd play next. Do you guys remember it? It was like a 0 gold charm that you could buy, and it would show you who you're playing next. That was actually a charm that people use a lot in 4v4 to understand how to play early game dynamics. It was stage 2.
换点怪，厄斐罗斯方面能力很强啊。
但最后一个养分技能没办法。
而且他也不能把队友给送走了。现在对于 P 来说，就是得把队友保住打。
Okay, Succulento won again.
两星扎克，
Cosmo Bomb Young 1 HP. Yeah, you know, I can see it. I can see it. Trade Checker win out.
最大的
I can see it.
P 那边能不能追出来三星流呢？他若得防。
Right, are you streaming the end of BoxBox? I'm gonna probably just raid BoxBox and join his stream for it.
防了一个两星的佛耶。
I don't want to split the watch party. He like BoxBox technically has me like joining his as like a guest. Like, I am technically hosting it with him,
万一这打一
but
冠
I
军
would want him to
可能就是爆炸了，因为他
it's like his event, you know. So
可以给队友让2波，说实话。
I'll probably just like if he's online, I'll probably just raid him. I want to see a Frodan BoxBox Asa +1 4v4 team. The Street Fighter, the Sejam Slam team. Yeah, fuck it. Let's get Scara.
哦，
Frodan BoxBox Asa Scara 4v4. Let's do it.
虽然说兔子两星了
Da Scara.
这波先碰双阳刀的队友
Cosmo's board is pretty good.
不过这一波
His board is really good actually. He has Garen with 2-star.
原计划装备直接挂在身上的电容器就在泽力身上。
It's okay. So he's gonna Cosmo or Bomb Young. They're both playing each other. One of them's gonna die.
打到残局里面可能没有泽力
It's like Cosmo's gonna
但
die.
是剩得一个人了
Okay. They're just sacking it.
队友给送走了
Succulento winning. He's on a win streak. You know, Talon could do it. Like I said, man. So Onyx went 5-6.
所以
Balmon's likely to go 4th.
竞速
Piva slowly bleeding out. So then, okay, so the next matchup that's gonna be really important is if Piva
扎克
can stay at 3 lives. If Piva can stay at 3 lives, this game might go to Talon, even though they win 7-8. And I would love to see that because I would love to see like a comeback.
扣的也很好，这样能再拉一个扎克上去。
对，
最后这下没有选择递出来啊，这样少了一层。
Aurora 2 is very scary.
但看一下这一波碰到两星兔子，砸在前排身上。
MF not really aiming at the backline clump. I think Succulento wins this by like a lot. Bomb Young's
接
dead.
近清屏了。
Holy.
一个兔子。
And now Piva needs to win. Piva needs to win versus Taro. That's like the big thing. If Piva wins versus Taro,
而且另外一边，
Switch POVs,
这送
switch
球刘大意味
POVs.
着放出来了，进入
黑客
Lucky Shops Vigo 2.
太
Oh.
强了。
拉满了全部。
Wait, did he? Oh, he did. He did.
又偷了一个两星。
Piva beat Taro.
外面两
Oh my god. I think Talon's gonna do the 1-2.
扎克还有提升，
I think Talon's gonna do the 1-2.
而另外
The
两
1-2 7-8. Wait, that's crazy. If Onyx sent YBY and Midfeed, who was playing Cypher,
谁打镜像？
7-8, they probably felt like they were like so overwhelmingly the majority favorite to win the game.
对于来说这是一个很好的好消息。皮瓦这边会被入一大波血。
You can 4-star from the bench. If he has worth the wait, he has worth the wait.
哇，痛击
Okay, that was a ghost fight.
而且他那边雷欧娜也只有 只有6张，没有。
Taro
因为现在看到
Taro lost
第1名的位置了，意味着另外
Oh my god. I think it happened. The heck?
Taro 5滴血，可能是 Taro 跟 Piva
Dude, Succulento carry. Wait, no, Piva lost. Oh, no, Piva lost and Taro lost.
因为下面
Ah!
平均的。
对下一波
Okay, but then if Succulento's going as Piva... Wait, who is Succulento? Okay, so Succulento... Piva lost, he cannot lose again. Succulento can technically take a 1-unit loss.
接了很多钱哦。
But there's a 6 HP lead, so maybe you just play best board.
可以拆下来，给蜘蛛。
Oh my god. Wait, isn't Taro due up for Piva's Ghost?
重新分配一下装备。龙已经到了200多层了。
Wait, this is still losable. This is still losable.
看一下这一波 Taro 打
So Piva
没错
is going against Taro.
这一波就是最终的决战
Okay, okay. So this is basically Piva needs to clutch. Piva can end it right here. Piva needs to clutch.
他这里应该是随便赢
They're watching the wrong fight. They're watching the wrong fight. This is the Ghost. This is the Ghost.
将会决定本局比赛的战果。
He wins 100%. They need to watch the other fight. The other fight is determined for the game.
这里 Taro 赢了非常多
Taro beats
最终冲击
Piva
压力他送走了 Piva 也带领
Wow.
平均排名更高的优势
That is a Taro clutch. That is a Taro clutch because now Onyx wins the game. Oh my goodness.
前
That is actually so big.
看一下最终的8法对决吧
Oh, dude, if Twisted Fate could actually play for the if Twisted Fate played for the 6, if YBY got 6, Talon wins the game.
龙再喷一套可夫伯进来拍到后排
Or if Piva wins that fight, they win the game. That was so close.
女枪下一技能甚至没有能够开出来
Because Succulento wins out. They almost went for the 1-2-7-8. That is crazy.
拿下了这一局比赛的胜利暂时以1比0的比分领先
Oh man.
这一局
Brutal.
我觉得还是
Absolutely
两个
brutal.
点一是羁绊追踪确实强
上限太高了。
对二是有龙确实开局能养龙
Crazy, crazy. Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
注意到在上面那一家厄斐琉斯
It was somehow close after the cash out. Yeah. I think Talon actually did a really good job bringing it back. They actually played for 2 winouts. They played for Trade Tracker and they played for Cypher, but the Cypher cash out, like Talon, like I said, Talon's macro wasn't bad. I just think that,
最后的登顶
well,
是 Succulento
like the strategy wasn't bad. I just think that Twisted Fate isn't him.
4星的杰拉羁绊追踪以后开了一个8法
Yeah.
工程师的阵容最终
Okay,
凭借
BRB
众多的2星5费达成了登顶的成就但是本局的胜利是归属于 ONIC 战队啊他们以2-4-5-6的成绩拿下了这局比赛的最终获胜塔隆这里还是比较可惜吧我觉得一个是就直视哥跟卡牌哥2兄弟确实有点拖后腿了
没办法被卡住了。
只是我觉得还是得上8玩我觉得就是在这个版本里面你在这个环境里4v4玩直视你吃到藤数以后你还是得上8去玩泽力那套会稳定一点德莱文这个是我们rank 里面说会比泽力上限更高因为你更容易追3一点但是它的难点也同样在于如果德莱文被卡住3不了
而且血量很低，毕竟。
没错，今天3费卡好像很难3，我印象中3费卡就3过一个金克斯，然后这把3了个加里奥啊，就你的那张最核心的3费卡一定3不了，你可能能3一张副 C， 但是没什么用。
就像今天狮子狗好像1张都没3过。
对，狮子狗今天全是独家玩的，而且没有见过2家对冲狮子狗的情况，
也3不了。
对，也3不了。我觉得今天的这个比赛环境对于2-3费卡是非常非常不友好的，所以说就是队伍里面先保一个养龙的大哥，对吧？我觉得现在4v4环境非常明确，有先保一个养龙的大哥，
对，
然后保一个玩法师的大哥。
对，
因为今天看起来玩火爆这一套在4v4里面很稳定，因为中期节奏慢啊，没有2-3费卡提速，中期节奏慢，所以玩火爆的也可以当大哥。
对，
然后再来就是1到2家去玩低费卡去搅乱局面，扰乱对方的节奏，并且在中期尽量赖着不死，你比对面的2费卡赖的久就是成功。
对，
而且还有泽力，对吧？基本上是一把3家大哥，然后带着一个小帝王，其实是可能我觉得通过今天看到。
When is the EU EWC qualifiers? I don't know, but it should be pretty soon. It should be in a couple weeks.
作为斗士草人的补充。
All right, let's go ahead and get started for the next game.
哇，那这把海神更不会有低费卡出现了，大经济城邦局啊，
都往上走。
All right, so Onyx is up 1-0. This is Scuttle Puddle. It feels like 2 to 3 cost reroll is just bait in 4v4. It's not. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. But you know, it could be the fact that the set in general is favoring a lot of high cap boards. So that could be part of it. True.
但现在明显的感觉到，大家对于养龙的欲望是比吃直视的欲望要高很多的。
Okay, so we got Taro.
两星牛头，两副牛的开局。
Dude, Taro being the only non-Korean is so funny. I wonder how they talk. I wonder if they speak English. Or maybe Taro knows Korean.
这把开局有直的人特别多。河蟹很给面子啊。
In general, do they teach Korean in Japan? I feel like that would be a very big culture shock to me because I feel like Japan is very big on like, you know,
能不能在别人卡你之前，先搜
like
两
learning Japanese and.
而且还是在不能拿经济海克斯的情况下，在别
I
人
mean, I don't want to speak too much to it because I'm not Japanese myself, but I feel like they wouldn't exactly be promoting Korean if you're Japanese. And then if you're Korean, I feel like they wouldn't exactly be promoting Japanese either. They
是黑客河蟹，
they generally don't get along very well.
两件黑客装备。
So yeah,
而且像这两年来
not the
说
greatest history. Yeah, exactly. I didn't know exactly how to phrase it, but yeah, you're right. Prismatic on Scuttle Puddle. So maybe the problem is that I don't think everyone in this lobby can play for 4 costs and 5 costs. There's only so many people in the pool. It's like this is a lobby. Okay, this lobby is crazy. It's econ hacked augment, and so you see something like birthday present, dual purpose, level up, right? Upper mobility. You're gonna see all these augments being offered. In solo queue, you see 8 players pick these augments, and then all of them fast 9, fast 10 to play for the 5 costs. You can't do that in 4v4. There's only 10 copies of every 5 cost, or 9 copies of every 5 cost. So like, you can't just like everyone on your team click fast 9 augments. That's just not how it works. So this is actually an interesting moment in 4v4.
所以还有没有拿这个生日礼物？然后有人很快速的锁定了上进心，投资策略和双重目的怎么纠结？还是拿了双重目的。
Aren't they still fighting for some fully useless island?
这边有同样有一个好伙计，
That wouldn't surprise me. I don't know, but marksman +1.
枪手免。
感觉上限
Dude.
很高啊，这个转职到目前为止。
Oh god, he's on a Philios duty.
这个就是比较难纠结的点。之前看到
Succulento is playing a Philios Zaya.
侠厄斐琉斯
Okay. When's the last time you guys took a marksman circlet at 2-1 and didn't click birthday present or level up on a prismatic start? Jeez. Upper mobility.
明确谁去打连胜，因为在这个局里面是比较容易打连胜。大家第一轮拿经济类的讲话，看起来一边是好伙计，一边是生日礼物。如果这两家不是同一队的话，应该就是这两家分别。
I did and went 8th yesterday. Damn. 07.
好伙计这边是安拿的。
Guiding Hex.
萨勒芬尼，
Woo Blasters. I think Guiding Hex is technically more DPS, but you could take Woo Blasters here. I like Guiding Hex only because looks like you took Guiding Hex.
对，因为
Only because you're playing around Seraphine primary right now.
后期主 C 还是侠嘛。
对，因为你8级2星兔子的话太难了。
但他这把因为有3星分尼的缘故，所以有可能就是从3星分尼过渡到。
I think he literally ran out of time and an auto pick for him. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. And if so, I hope he doesn't tell his teammates that. They probably find out. They probably found
有
out.
2件装备，现在这个阶段连胜是很稳的。但是如果碰到河蟹局拉6的生日礼物，这个时间点如果只有1件装备的分尼不够打。
Living Forge. Oh, this is buildable. This is
3
buildable.
加拉5了。而且另外2家都是塔隆的人，那看起来生日礼物应该。
All right, 3 Anima Squad.
看一下打谁，连胜能不能保住？
精灵精粹。
Okay, so On is going to be the tempo player playing to Anima Squad because Anima Squad scales off your star level for your Anima Squad units. He's definitely Anima Squad. Going up against Bao Myung. Bao Myung's playing Twisted Fates. Oh my god. Like every team is gonna be like looking at Twisted Fate. And I'm pretty sure if they compile 4v4 stats for the tournament, I'm almost like 100% certain that Twisted Fate's gonna average like a 6. A 6.5 or whatever, and then everyone's gonna be like, that's fine. But the problem is that Twisted Fates needed to go 6th and not 7th, and they're just going 7th too often. Like the difference between going 6th and 7th is like so big.
而且还能断别人的连胜。
Okay, looks like a couple of people did take the econ. So I think what's happening is each team has one player. They have one player that's tempo, one player that's reroll, and 2 players who are playing fast 9. So I think there are 4 fast 9 players in this lobby, based off the quick glance that I had. We have like a Twist of Fate reroller, and this is just to preserve HP and play something else, and because you can't all fight for the 5 costs. And then you have Succulento playing Marksman. He's playing Cypher. He's playing Cypher. Cypher is really dangerous in Prismatic Prelude start on Scuttle Puddle with Econ, because your resource advantage is not as high as it usually is. Like, part of the advantage of playing Cypher is because you can actually get resources advantage over other people. But if everyone in Scuttle Puddle has like 100 extra gold and 5 extra items and the usual hacked orbs, then your advantage is less percentage-wise. If everyone gets 3 items for their tank, 3 items for their carry, Cypher cash out is profoundly stronger because you get an extra set of items, you get a bunch of cash out and rewards. But if everyone has like 3 items on all 3 carries itemized in a tank, and they're all level 9, level 10, then Cypher is like less important. So I'm not entirely sure about his spot. Dude, look at everyone just watching. Look at everyone just watching the fight. ONIC, by the way, is using the same little legend. That's cute. So you can tell which team they're on. ONIC uses like the Hush Tail. You know, that's a really good touch. I actually think that teams should use the same little legends as well. Win Streak Anima feels like a really good first place comp in 4v4. Not a lot of contests from other comps. I wouldn't say that it probably places... Like, I think Win Streak Anima is a good comp in 4v4. I don't think it plays for first that often, but it can, which is nice. But yeah, I think it can be pretty good. 74. Marksman Cypher. Oh, Gold Orb. Gold Orb. Oh, geez. Gold Orb gave him 3-4 costs. It's Scuttle Puddle and a Gold Orb. Oh, geez. Okay. Okay, the cap of this lobby is going to be so high. It wouldn't surprise me if there's going to be people like level 10 in stage 4. It's just the cap of this lobby is so high. Okay, probably not, but like level 9, stage 4 minimum. There's going to be at least 1 or 2 players like that. Team Tacticians in the future, like World Skin. Yeah, that'd be really cool, I think. I actually think that'd be really, really cool. Vayne 1 with Radiant Rage Blade. Come. Dude, you just can't be losing these fights as TF, man. Ugh. You just can't. It's okay. He preserved a lot of HP on stage 2, so he has a little bit to give. Titanic Titan. Wonder if Biomel's gonna take that. Oh my god, this guy took late game specialist with birthday present. This guy is fast 11. I think that's the fast 10. I think that's the fast 10. He's gonna go to level 9, birthday present, cash out 5 cost, and then get 40 gold, and then immediately go to 10. That'd be really cool. I'm surprised they haven't done that yet. A custom tactician for every Worlds winner would be cool. The problem with that is the Worlds happens too often in a TFT year, or rather in a year of TFT, because there's 3 Worlds winners every year. There's just like a lot. That's just like a lot to do. Level 7, 3-2, 60 gold. Upward mobility, Titanic Titan. I am deeply worried for Succulento. I'm deeply worried for Succulento because the lobby is going to be so powerful that you're going to cash out, and it's possible that he just dies right afterwards. And if Talon goes Cypher 8th again... How'd you get that down? I think they would have to just do team skins. I don't think they could do like a dish soap skin and a title skin and also I think that Riot in general don't assume that they would sell that well. I don't think many people would buy like a dish soap little legend at the moment. Maybe if he continues to build his legacy. But there's a lot of people who don't even know who he is. Dude, just look at this. 3 Titanic Titans from ONIC. Are you kidding me? Look at how slow everyone's moving on the carousel. What is this? 3 Titanic Titans. Oh my god. ONIC has so much collective team HP. Plus 75 HP. They're all greeting as well. They're all greeting for the Fast 9. Well, not Binteum. Binteum's playing for Twist of Fate, but you see what I mean? There's basically like 2 people playing for Fast 9, 1 tempo player, 1 reroll player, and then 2 people playing for Fast 9. We have uproll ability and birthday present. So it's a 2-2 split for each team. Is there really any better silver augment than that in 4v4? Oh, is Titanic? I think Titanic Titan is a good augment. Probably like a. It might even be an S tier augment. Is it the best silver augment for 4v4? I have to look at all the silver augments and make a call here. Give me a sec. Augments. Let's see. I mean, there's some really good econ ones for sure. Delayed start is really good still. I'm going through it. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that's like particularly good. Like the Pandoras are pretty good. I think Pandoras is good in 4v4. You know what? It might be. It might be. Young, Wild, and Free is also really good in 4v4 as well. Young, Wild, and Free is really good. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's up there. There's probably like 5 or 6 S tier silver augments, and that's probably one of them. Does VV still compete? Yeah, I think he's taking this set easier. I'm not entirely sure what he's up to on a daily basis. I haven't even seen him stream recently. I think he might be taking a little bit of a break. But Replay usually is streaming more often. He hasn't streamed since... He streamed one time in March, and he hasn't streamed since February. So... Yeah, I guess he's like taking a break. He's always struck me as somebody that kind of needs to have like some kind of work-life balance. Like, I think he likes to unplug from TFT from time to time. He says he doesn't want to stream. Like, as in he doesn't enjoy the process of streaming, or he's like too busy sweating. Marksman, IE Last Whisper. He's playing Marksman MF as his cash out. His cash out is 2 Thieves Gloves and the Golden Remover. That's a pretty good one. 21 HP. Okay, he's going against Midfeed. So he's kind of like Kiyun. Yeah, I can say that. Rage Blade. Succulento. I think for a lot of TFT players, streaming takes a lot out of them. I think like the idea of streaming just puts a lot of like mental energy tax on people, because this is something that I think you can't really appreciate unless you do it yourself. But streaming TFT is just very, very draining. Like, playing the game at a high level already is draining, but then dealing with other people, like backseating and scrutinizing and hate watching and laughing is like a lot. And then there's another layer of like making it entertaining is also another difficult, exhausting thing. Like, so like I would play way better on stream if I actually didn't talk very much and I like focused on the game and thought about it and wouldn't narrate my plays. And go through stuff, but I think that's a worse stream experience. So I try to narrate and like explain a lot of what I do. But like, if you watch Disso play, he doesn't talk very much because he's just hyper focused. He's just purely he's just focused on like maximizing his performance. And if you come to watch him, you come to watch him like play well. That's it. And he's like, entertainment is like a very big secondary thing to him. And some people, you could argue that like watching good play is entertaining, but like for a lot of people, I would, I don't think entertainment is like the first thing that comes to mind when you watch Disso. And so for a lot of other people, but the problem is that that is difficult to do and grow unless you're like the best of the best. There's a room for some people to do that, but you can't all be, there can't be like 25 streamers like that, because those just go to the best one, and those just go to like the best 2 or 3, which is like Disso and Satsuko right now, right? So you have to make your stream a little bit entertaining. So then there's that. So that's layer 2. The third layer, and this is actually kind of silly to say, but like streaming TFT with a cam on is also like a third layer of like mental energy tax, because like it just feels like the last thing that you should care about is how you appear on camera, but it is actually kind of hard for a lot of people to stream with cam on. And I know Replay does that, so it's like kind of hard. I think all those things combined just makes it like a pretty difficult experience to want to actually opt into. This guy's level 10 at 4-5. Oh my god. Late game specialist birthday present, level 10, 4-5. Wait, he only has... He sold his Kabuko. He's level 10. He has 0 5-cost upgrades. Oh, wow. He's going 7 Divinicorp. He was fishing for Renekton. He's modding. He has a Divinicorp mod. He's looking for Zed. You can actually Divinicorp mod somebody else, too. You can Divinicorp mod Garen. You can Divinicorp mod. You don't have to go for Zed. Oh, Piva might be the one going 8th. Birthday present is really good. It's a pretty big gamble, though, if it goes wrong. Because all the problem with birthday present and really, really high cap lobbies like this is that a lot of 5 costs, like you're very likely to get stuff like Samira and Kabuko and 2-star 5 costs that you don't really want. He hit Viego too, though. He Divinicorp mods Viego. Okay. Okay, and then his splash and his Mordekaiser for the Bruiser Techie. Okay. You think Executioner's Cup Purse first augment is kind of overtuned? Yes. Not even kind of. I think it's very overtuned. It gives you a Graves and a Rengar. And it's going to print you 25 to 30 gold of value. It's just so much. Zach is probably the best 5-cost birthday present. I would say Zach or Aurora. Zach or Aurora is probably the best, because you get immediate impact from it. But it's going to be really hard to hit those. All right, let's sit down real quick. It was good to stand up. Oh. Isn't Aurora basically Zach? Yeah, if you think about it really abstractly, I think I could get there. But I don't think so. Don't worry, Rengar's nerfed tomorrow. Or later today for some people. Marksman, Oxforce, Garen. He was at 1 life. He needs to win this fight. Cosmo's only level 9. Oh, Viego's dying. Uh-oh. Oh, it's close. Brand cast again. Uh-oh. Oh, you guys. I think Piva might be dead. Okay, Renekton 2 is good, though. Renekton 2 is very, very good. Okay. Renekton 2 with Titans BT. Aurora. I don't know. Is Fast 10 Divinicorp with this setup that good?
为队友也不可能给他让了。
还真来了，说啊怕什么来什么，碰到了，而且Succulento这边是全力以赴的，并没有用金钗去拆自己的装备。
Oh, it's Succulento versus Piva. Team kill. Succulento's winning out right now. Playing around Aphelios. Okay, so Talon's HP is really sus. Succulento and Piva, but the good news is that I don't think they're gonna go 7-8. But if they can somehow find a way to go 5-8. But those are the two win-out players, right? I think Cypher is not very good for 4v4. I think that's my conclusion. Or rather, Cypher has huge risk and downside. Titanic is carrying ONIC. Yeah, I think the HP, the HP advantage is really huge.
直接对到2个后排，
切到了霞，
霞和厄斐琉斯本来就比较惧怕杰，配合上兔子的伤害，第一波没有秒掉，两星霞靠着颗粒枪回血回起来，再一道杰了，杰现在离他们越来越远，下一个技能转进去，伤害差一点。那这样的话，两家都锁住了，另外一边安是输给了 Piva， 还在锁血。
两星的鳄鱼太关键了，
圣灵转，被安给抢走了，知道不能留给 Piva 如此高的上限。 那这样的话 ，Piva 甚至拿走一个裁决，这样的话，对于威古斯和厄加特来说，同样是一个不错的提升。
All right. Oh, On just lost. Sorry, I was just responding to a DM. I'm lining up guests for this weekend's Tacticians Trials. I think we're gonna try to get some lab members on. I think we're gonna get Broseph and Bloody on maybe. I'll see if other folks are available to do some Tacticians Trials commentary for the co-stream. On. Blazing Soul. Dude, On's board is looking terrible. This guy looks like he's going 9th. He's playing Seraphine Primary, Naked Xayah, 1-star Divinicorp Aurora with a Gunblade. Put me in cage. Oh, yeah, Ramla, if you want to come through trials. That's right, Ramla's playing TFT again. If you want to come through.
完成这波击杀，那这样的话，他也活下来了，
安又守下来了。
现在 ONIC 好像彼此之间在消耗自己的容错啊。
Oh my god. Wait, no one died. I think On stabilized. I think Piva might have stabilized as well because he has Urgot 2 as well.
哇，现在 Piva 这个质量非常的饱满了，泽力不拉下来吗？偷来的泽力就直接放前面了。
He got another mod onto Vex. He's going against Midfeed. Cosmo versus On. No, it's Succulento. Succulento versus On. The loser that goes 8th. I think On is 8th. On his board is so bad. Oh, they did it. They avoid the 7-8. Okay, so now... Wait, Bamyang... Wait, Cosmo and On died. Dude, look at the HP count. It's so close. Wait. Onyx can go 5, 6, 7, 8. If matchmaking works out a certain way, Onyx might go 5, 6, 7, 8. What day does trial start? It starts on Saturday. You should come through Saturday, Ramblin', if you're available. Wow, what a turnaround! And also credit to where if Piva lost 1 additional HP, or was it Succulento? One of them's at 1 HP, then one of them would go 8th, and the complete dynamic of the lobby changes. So if they were off by 1 HP, that would change the entire landscape of how this game plays out.
Man, I'm getting more dogged again.
Please don't nerf us. Thanks for the prime. Is Baomyung dead? Baomyung's dead. Wait, I think it happened. No, it's over. Game's over. 6, 7, 8. Dude, ONIC Somehow Talon turned this around. I mean, really good HP. Oh my god, really good control. Really good control and HP manipulation. This was a nail biter. Talon made a huge comeback. I kind of just want to see if they go 5, 6, 7, 8. Is it ever screw techies and Mord and minus Mord Aurora throwing in Zach Buko? Techies is a really big deal. Nerfing enemies damage by 10% is usually like it can swing fights. Especially because you might be able to do it on like an AoE clump. Like if Viego casts on multiple enemies that are like damage oriented, it can swing fights completely because it keeps like a unit alive just barely for like a round of healing, and that might just be fight swinging. So I think techies is really valuable for the passive. People look at techies as like an offensive trait. It's both. It's an offensive and defensive trait. Yeah, this is Taro. Taro versus Succulento. Succulento wins here. Damn, I would not play Marksman Crown into Cypher into a Marksman cash out. Wow, look at how close it was. Three players of Talon are dead. 3, 4, 5. Crazy game. Taro ended up hanging in there. Taro's been doing pretty well. I think overall the problem with ONIC was that I think Talon did end up hitting the capped board state really well, and their 2 capped board state players stabilized more than theirs did. The only person that stabilized for ONIC was Taro. But I think Cosmo was the high cap player who didn't actually stabilize. Damn. All right, 1-1. You love to see it. You love to see it. These are the end game board states. Yeah, Cosmo tried to play for Ziggs and Brand, but he never hit Viego. Instead, he played around Samira. Oh god. He played around Samira cap. And it's difficult because like his teammate is holding Viego's. Taro's also playing Viego. You're trying to play. Oh, was he trying to go 10 Street Demon? No, I think he just played Strategists. The one player without Titanic Titan went top 2. Does that augment? So yeah, Titanic Titan is not that good. It's just HP. It's just it's basically an econ augment, but you play with HP. But in 4v4, HP is like a really powerful resource. So, all right, it's tied 1-1. It is tied 1-1. Nico. Scuttle Puddle. Is it me or does it feel like Scuttle Puddle is such a common... It's such a common portal to play on now. I feel like so many of my games are like Scuttle Puddle or like loot subscription or something like that. It feels like so many high resource portals now. All right, here we go. Final game. This is best of 3. Whoever wins this goes to the semis. Not enough Garen. Are you saying like you're not seeing enough people capping around Garen? I think that one thing, so I didn't talk about it too much in depth, but I would say that, oh, you mean Garen as the encounter, the emblems, the trainer golems. I would say one thing about the way Piva played that previous game was that he capped around 5 costs that weren't dependent on the usual big 3. The big 3 are Zach, Aurora, and Viego right now. It's more emphasis on Aurora and Viego. But he found a way to cap with like Renekton and Garen, and that's really powerful. I mean, he had Viego too as well. That definitely helps. but you know, he put like TG on Viego. Finding a way to cap around the other 5 costs was really important, so that way he could get out of the way and let his teammates also hit the other things he needed. So that was really good adaptation. Really good adaptation. There's some, I mean, Talon should be on paper one of the strongest teams. I'd probably say the 3 big favorites on paper are T1, Talon, and the roster looks really good for... Actually, let me look at the other team. I mean, Wolves looks really good because they have Ironbog. I would say Zeta is hit or miss. It just really depends on... Like, his title is really good, but Zeta did not, in general, look really good last year. It looked like... It just looked like they were a team of Japanese players as opposed to, like, the Japanese team, if that makes sense. Is Garen giving Divinicorp Biss? If you're playing the Divinicorp line, yeah. But I would say that, in general, there's a lot of really powerful mods for Garen. You could argue that, like, Garen with Exotech mod is insane because you could do some really cool stuff with them with Exotech mods because you can give him the Exotech items. Garen is really good when you can splash in stuff like Golden Ox mod for another Golden Ox carry. So let's say you're playing Viego. Let's say next patch you're playing Viego Aphelios and you're like, oh, I'm trying to play some Golden Ox stuff, and you get a Golden Ox mod. That could be insane. Garen himself with like Vanguard mod is really good because he gets a big shield, so he can actually be very durable. So there's a lot of Garen mods. I actually think Garen is still one of the more unexplored carries of the set. We're about, you know, a couple weeks into it, and in about a couple of weeks to a month, we'll probably feel like we have a good grasp of the set. I would say that understanding Garen is like on the list of things for us to continue to optimize. Is it worth playing Exotech with Hollow Zeri? Not right now. Not right now. Next patch, maybe, though. Worth the way Shaco? I need to try Shaco. I think the OC patch comes out pretty soon. Or we can play NA ranked. Someone said that NA snapshots are in 2 weeks, so gotta climb. I think I might have to climb, guys. Otherwise, I don't want my snapshot to be 0 LP masters or something. That'd be bad. I gotta climb. How many games must you average a 3 for you to think that it's not just a lucky streak? I'd probably say like 10. Probably even 6 games. 6 to 8 games.
前期就用豹女过渡了，2星的豹女，在这3届还挺强的，你别说。对，而且免位。
Crown Guarded Nidalee.
可惜少张龙女啊。
So we're playing AP Nitro.
但这把养龙的感觉又有3家呀。已经看到1家2星的纳菲利在养，然后这边在养，外面应该还有1家在养。
Okay, pretty chill lobby, all things considering. No, nothing too crazy. No econ prismatic to start things off. Just general gold tier starts. It's just that people are richer than usual, but not that big of a deal. Not that big of a deal. Oh! I don't think we've seen a take or split hack encounter. Wait a second. This is so interesting. 6 gold or 10 gold as a 4v4 team. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone takes... Okay. So what the theory is, everyone on the team should take except for one person. If you were to split. If you were to split, everyone takes 6 except for one person. This is so interesting, actually. Who needs the gold the most? 2 people chose to split. So both teams actually came to the same conclusion. One person should split on the team because you cannot let someone on the other team get 10 gold. But who is the person that takes the hit?
哦，不是大龙，是刚刚那家没。
That's so fascinating.
大龙之家也得养，4家养龙。
I want to see a couple more of those. I want to see a couple more of those.
不过这边的话是已经在有留卡牌的牌了。
而且他帧数也叠得很少。
对。
I've gotten 10 always. I have yet to like. I have yet to ever be a solo splitter. I look forward to that day.
那这一下子就不一样了。
I've never been a solo split. I split, you know, a good amount of times. I actually think right now my ratio of take and split is pretty healthy. On PB, I split every time, but I think my ratio has been generally pretty good. I've come out favorably. I would probably say in like 60-something%, 70% of my choices.
换了，不要了。先上卡牌吧。
How does Team TFT work? So Team TFT works by at best average placement in a single individual game to score 1 point. And then you play a best of 3. So if you score 2 points, you win. So right now we're in game 3. It's tied 1-1. Whichever team has better average placement. The tiebreaker, you can tie in a lot of scenarios. Like let's say Talon featuring YBY Midfeed goes 1-2-7-8. If they go 1-2-7-8, they tie average placement the team that goes 3-4-5-6. The tiebreaker is whoever goes first.
装备也还不错。
我觉得这里无尽是肯定要做的。对。无尽。
That has to warp the game balance. It does. It warps the game balance. It also, but like in a really interesting way, because the way I was pitching it is that you have to play comp. First of all, you can't contest your teammates, but you have to play comps that are like. You understand that they're likely to get 5th or 6th, but that's like a good thing because you're playing comps that are gonna do bad in solo queue, like Ophelio. We saw an Ophelios player last game. We actually seen Ophelios a lot so far today, but that's like a carry that's not going to be contested very much. And playing for a 5th or 6th is good because you're playing for team placements, and so the advantages of 4v4. Are in terms of a competitive format is that you always have something to play for. Even playing for 7th is big if you can send your enemy team 8th. So you don't really run into like solo player integrity issues. Because the problem in solos is like you have nothing to play for this game. You're functionally eliminated. Just play to the best of your ability, Shitoren. You definitely should not be removing your long distance pals Vi in a desperate attempt to shift your momentum. Right? That kind of stuff doesn't exactly happen in 4v4 because you're always trying to play for best placement. Every game is self-contained, so there's no points carryover. This is game 3. If there were points carried over, functionally, Talon would be like, if ONIC went 7-8, there's nothing to play for anymore. Every game is individually contained. And there's also more meta diversity because you'll see like, it's just very rare for like 3 people to ever be playing the same comp. So you'll like, everyone has to learn like the 10th, 11th, 12th best comps because you have to figure out how to gain edge and not be contested. Otherwise, people are gonna, if you're willing to contest your teammate, other teams will just grief you. So those are some of the advantages of 4v4. It's not like a perfect format. The downside is it can be really hard to follow if you're not like kind of invested into it. If you're trying to watch TFT casually, like just enjoy simple decision making. A lot of stuff in 4v4 is like kind of counterintuitive. So, for example, you're not supposed to slam your items until you see the fight because you have to see if you're queuing into teammates. How you position can be like extremely nuanced. Like if you're supposed to sacrifice 1 or 2 units in the front, or like misposition one of your carries so that way it's bad against a teammate, which is a good thing, but better versus your enemies. Carousel dynamics are also very different as well because like you see people so. Anyone who has like Young, Wild, and Free Titanic Titan might be playing defense and playing like zoning people off and picking components. It's not just purely about what's best for you. So like, Talon, for example, could play here and like deny ONIC like the components they want or the units they want. There's things like that. It's just a very different game. It's a very different game. I think that if you are a seasoned TFT enjoyer. Let's say you're a person that's been following TFT for since like set 3, even like set 6, and you're feeling like TFT could use a fresh experience in terms of like the competitive and tournament, the tournament viewing, the tournament spectator experience. I would say that 4v4 has a lot to offer. I would say that if you're like generally new to TFT, it could be like a lot to take in because you're still busy learning like all the other basics. So, unless it's a Syndra meta. Well, so that's the interesting thing. Believe it or not, Set 12's launch patch last year was a Syndra patch. You guys remember, right? Syndra, Eldritch, Invoker, or whatever, Incanter. You would get a 2-star Syndra, you would stack Rageblade, Shojin or something on her, and she would go crazy. That was one of the worst launch patches of all time. It was absolutely awful for solo queue. But in 4v4, it was actually a good meta, believe it or not. Because both teams had one Syndra player. And so the Syndra players ended up becoming the carries, and everyone played around that. It was a really, really interesting dynamic because every team had like one Syndra carry, and then you had two people who had to play around Syndra to feed her HP to let her ramp. And then you had other players play like the uncontested, like the lesser played comps. At the time it was Karma, even though Karma became a really common carry. Or Varus, right? So things like that. So it was a really, really interesting meta for 4v4. And I think the conclusion was that because 4v4 can't really sustain a 6-way Syndra lobby like at all, even a 4-way Syndra lobby, that there's never going to be such thing as a bad meta in 4v4, so to speak. Thank you. When I say a bad meta, I mean there won't be a situation where it's like you look at the entire lobby and it's 7-player Nitro. You just can't do that in 4v4. It's just not like you're asking for the other team to punish you by doing that. So if on paper 4v4 theoretically solves a lot of meta balancing issues that TFT has at a almost a foundational level with the way the players engage with the competitive side of things. 4v4 is fun because it's also near perfect information, so it's also very intricate and nuanced. That's a good point. There's no like fog of war, hidden information. You can see what people are holding on benches and you can adapt to it. You can scout for each other because there's also the teamwork aspect of it. We haven't even gotten into like the individual characteristics of team personality and how they prefer to play, like play styles, strategy, macro, personalities. Because then you mix in the other stuff, right? Like how there's people with egos and there's people who are selfish and there's people who are very team oriented, but maybe they're lacking individual skills, but they compensate with the intangibles. And there's like a lot of the usual team aspects that are really fun. So I think I personally believe that this is going to be a format long term that's healthy for TFT to exist alongside solos. I don't want it to replace it. I want it to be both. I want both to exist. All right, Blue Battery. Whoa, what is Midfeed playing? Is he playing Annie? I think he's trying to play Annie. So he's trying to play Annie Nitro, and he's just trying to transition to Annie. But he's playing Fiddlesticks temporary as a carry. Come. Midfeed being 100 streaking is really powerful. It's actually rare for someone to be 100 streaking this late into the game. Usually you see that stop. Okay, that's stopping right now. He's stopping to his teammate, but that's okay. He has HP to give. It's like almost not correct at all, even for you to prioritize like keeping the streak too much as well. Unless your strategy is like a multi-tempo lobby, meaning that multiple players are playing for streak. That would make sense. Because the reason why is you don't want to pressure your own teammates too hard either. You want to actually trade HP, even though it comes at the expense of your own streak. You think 44 tournaments will become more common? Yeah. Yeah. I think it's like an education issue and an exposure thing. Like, most people don't understand 4v4 at its core. And so the more it happens, though, the more I think people will enjoy it. I compare it to StarCraft Pro League. Or if you follow Street Fighter, there's like a Street Fighter team league. If you follow chess tournaments, it's like team chess. There's like elements of it that are really interesting. If you follow team golf tournaments, like the Ryder Cup, I think there's elements of that as well. So I just think like in general, there's a lot of like, it's just like I think the Ryder Cup in golf is like really interesting. Like I actually love that format. But it's like not golf if you really think about it. I mean it is, but it kind of isn't as well. So I think it's just like something. I think it's just like a new way to engage with TFT that's very fresh, and I think it's healthy for it to contribute to the ecosystem in a meaningful way. But I wouldn't want it to be the dominant format and the only format.
兔子如果来的话，那就是还有个3换0。
对，能把幻灵补出来。其实上9以后，这套的羁绊我觉得还挺不错的。或者8级如果来了，先把蜘蛛这位置换了嘛，对吧？顶替一下。哦，输了，没打过。
Right now, it's kind of for TFT nerd if you want to watch 4v4. Yes, yes. Right now, it's kind of like a cool thing that like it's honestly kind of nice. It's like if you like 4v4, you know you're in company of people who like really love TFT. Like if you love 4v4, you're like a true TFT fan. Not that other people who don't enjoy 4v4 aren't TFT fans, but it's like you know that you're in company of like very passionate people, and it's like nice to be surrounded by like-minded people. In that sense, for fandom like this, right? Dude, this binary board is so high tempo. YBY's at 1 life, 6 HP. Okay, I would say that Talon has really strong individual players. They keep putting themselves in this spot where they need to win out with multiple players, and it's just like it gives off solo queue vibes to me. It gives off solo queue vibes because basically it's like everyone, like these players are like playing as if they're playing for their solo win out position. This guy's last stand. They have 3 win out players. Last stand in 4v4. You can't all be you all can't be at 1 HP because then you queue into each other and you die. This is the way that you make sure that you don't just basically play hyper greed strategies like double up, right? The flaw of double up as a format is that in the end it just becomes about hyper greeding in a lot of situations because you can't ever play your teammate. And so functionally what should happen in a never play your teammate scenario is you just basically stack in 4v4 you would stack 2 of the strongest players on your team and just have them win out. You can't do 3 players winning out in 4v4. That just doesn't work because you're just gonna kill each other on the way because you have to play. So it self-balances in that, self-corrects in that way. Unless they have the most godlike matchmaking ever and they somehow dodge each other for like an entire stage and a half. The only mode I play in double up, right? So in double up, right, it's always about max cap greeting because you can never play your teammate. And because you never play your teammate, you just basically always play for highest ceiling. And because you face your teammates in 4v4, you have to there's like tempo nuances. Like there's way more implications about HP preservation and how you play, how you manipulate that with your teammate. Look at this. Piva is just the punching bag for everybody on Talon because he was Piva and Midfeed are just like getting punched over and over by the loose streak players. Oh, YBY can't die. Oh. Oh no, Piva was also the loose streak player too. Okay, last stand for Succulento. So, okay, so the vision here, Taro goes for Talon. Taro goes 7th. Cosmo goes 6th. Piva goes 5th. Succulento wins out, and then Midfeed can die in 4th. So the important things here, Midfeed needs to win 2 of his next 3 fights so that he can be in a position to play for 4th. And also have that buffer room between 2 members in ONIC and bot form. Succulento needs to win out. That much is obvious. And more importantly, for Piva, he needs to beat either Taro or Cosmo. And Taro and Cosmo are playing each other right now. So basically, Piva Just has to win his next fight then. In the ideal scenario, Succulento. Okay, well, I was gonna say Succulento doesn't pop last hand for one more round. He was at 1 HP, and now if Succulento okay, so now if Succulento queues into Piva, Talon is very unlikely to win the game because then one of them is guaranteed to die. It's probably going to be Piva, and then they have to play for a 1-2. And we saw how difficult it is to play for a 1-2.
其实，在2、3阶段，谁能够抢到节奏，谁就会更加领先一点。而这局 ONIC 确实在2、3阶段的节奏上是占领的更加明确。哦，这边
Send a 3, it's nice. That's nice. I think you gotta put items on her though.
小丑要不主要都追到这儿了，感觉也不好不追。
So Shaco, he was going for Shaco 4 with worth the wait, not worth it though.
得停2波，而且他12滴血，一波可能就走了，所以还是选择先把这。
Last stand, Zeri 2, Flux Capacitor, 7x attack, Garen 2. That's a pretty strong board. I think he can win out. He goes against the Ghost. So Piva needs to beat Midfeed. Midfeed needs to. So here's the dynamic of that what I was talking about, which is Midfeed needs to play a strong board because he needs to pressure the rest of ONIC. He can't weaken his board too much for Piva. And so the HP buffer that Midfeed has to his teammates is really important. Oh, Cosmo lived! And now Midfeed's at 2 lives. Baomyang has 4 lives. ONIC On has 3.5 lives. If Midfeed drops to 1 life, that's checkmate because then he's gonna eventually queue into Succulento, and he's gonna have one last stand. Sorry, yeah, Succulento. This is the last stand players. Cosmo versus Succulento. 2 last stand players. Last stand Twisted Fate. Max cap. Yeah, never mind. Cosmo's dead. Cosmo should be 7. Cosmo should be 7. Piva has to live. Piva has to live. Piva lived. Taro's at 1 HP. Oh no, Midfeed lost. I think that's checkmate. Piva lost because now what ends up happening is when they get to the 4-player scenario. Midfeed or Piva is going to play Succulento, and they don't have the HP anymore because they one of them is gonna die guaranteed. That's sad. Oh, Talon lost a series. You can't play 3 low HP players like this. This is exactly the punishment for it. When does America play the 4v4 tournaments? No one knows, man. We've been asking every week for like 2 months, and no one knows. Oh. Oh, Piva's dead. Oh. They have to go 1-3. But, like, wait, Taro lived. Oh, man. Does the game end early if teams all top 4s? It's functionally over, but they have them play it out because I think you're not allowed to forfeit or something like that. But, the game is functionally over. Like, basically, like, you don't have to play the rest of this game out. Oh, Midfeed's just dead. Okay. Yeah, the game's over. Midfeed. Yeah, they can't do it. They're just checkmated. Oh wait, no. Oh wait, hold on a second. That's not true. I thought Piva went 6th. Piva went 5th. So now Succulento can play for the 1st. Wait a second. I misread the standings. Oh, I thought it was 6-8. So now they can play for the 1-4-5-8. The 1-4-5-8 ties, and then whoever goes first is the tiebreaker. Oh, okay. Hold on. They're still in it. Wait, that was a clutch from Piva then to outplace Taro. Oh my god, the pressure is on. Succulento needs to win out. If he wins out, Talon wins the series, and they made a pretty big comeback. Oh, this brand board is pretty strong though. Oh wow, Baomyang did it. Wow, that's it. That's it. That's super close. Super close. Wow, ONIC, they did it anyways. I thought it was checkmate, and then ONIC brought it, or rather Talon still brought it back within striking distance, and then they just, and then Baomyang put him down. Honestly, ONIC looked pretty good. ONIC looked pretty good, all things considering. I think they're a pretty solid team. I think APAC in general has really solid teams. There's no like, nothing stood out to me as like, looks like they're like making massive mistakes. That's a pretty big upset on paper. Talon's roster is really stacked. But I mean, ONIC has good teams, good players as well. In fact, actually, if you compare it side by side, I think more players have qualified for Worlds on a team ONIC than on team Talon. Yeah, I'm actually pretty sure that's true. I think Midfeed's been there once, YBY's been there twice, Succulento. I don't even know if Succulento's ever been there. I think one time maybe. But the other team has like a lot. Do people still say it's Jover? I mean, you could say it. I don't think people really say it's Jover anymore because, you know, Joe Biden isn't president anymore. That joke has kind of played its course. Right now, you know, I honestly don't even really know what the jokes are in relation to presidential wordplay. Damn, what an upset. Okay, do you guys want to watch the Zeta match? Do you guys want to just play some ranked games? I did a few hours of this already. I just want to just heat check people, see how people are feeling. Are you guys vibing with 4v4? We got the next match would be Tidal and Zeta playing. Tidal and Zeta playing some 4v4. Play some ranked games. All right, I'll poll real quick, and then you guys vote. I'm gonna just use the bathroom real quick. Ranked or Zeta 4v4 match? All right, BRB guys. Just type 1 or 2. 1 or 2 to vote. All right. Wow, it's actually really close. Looks like a little bit more people want Zeta 4v4. Okay, so I mean, if enough people want there, then we can just watch Title's match and then we'll call it. It looks like there's a good amount of people. Get your votes in while you can. Get your votes in while you can. 10 minutes. Like more people want to go to ranked. Let me see. Maybe if they show the rosters. Oh, Flash Wolves. Flash Wolves is a pretty good APAC team as well. Oh, this is the other. This is actually no. This is not Zeta's match. Zeta's match is later on. I'm kind of curious your thoughts on the different 4v4 formats in which you like better, win lose or total points. I like win lose. I like win lose. I like win lose a lot better. All right, more people want ranked. Okay. Well, democracy hath spoken. All right, ranked it is. I'm gonna go ahead and which account am I logged in on? I'm gonna go ahead and start this up. 800 viewers and only 50 chatters. Dude, a lot of people like lurking. It's a work day, man. It's let's see, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday at 12 noon. What is this card pack stuff? You can buy card packs of TFT streamers and players, but the only way you can pay for them is through channel points. And they're gonna do EU and NA servers for set 14, which is why I'm climbing on NA today. All right, and also I decided that I've been hanging out in Diamond too long. I want to be relatable, but it's time for me to go home. Can I sell them for real money? No. I actually think that would be really bad. I think it should just purely be a fun thing and nothing more. All right, last game of the day. Let's end strong, shall we? Anima. No Rengar. Oh, there's a Rengar. Rengar. All right, so I have this start. If I do play it, I'll play Uwu Blasters. How do you get the cards? You go to the website and you open up. You link your Twitch account. Expected unexpectedness. Flurry of blows. Okay, well, apparently this one's really good, so let's take it. See what happens. 6, 4, 2.
Support for the cause.
Put a dent in 'em.
I have a Philios. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to play Vex here. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to play Vex. And then just play into Divinicorp Vex. I'm selling Aphelios. This guy's useless. Sorry. The real line is just to sell both. Oh, Vex is good. Vex is good, you guys. Trust. I'm actually Rengar. Should I type Rengar in chat? Rapid fire into Fury. I'm Rengar Vex.
Mortality is truly divine.
Prismatic Pipeline. Spoils of War 3, Loose Streak, Tactician's Kitchen, Anima Squad, Rageblade, Strategist, Flexible, Shaco 3. Wait, no one's Rengar. Huh, unironically, I might be able to play Rengar. But I also think that this setup is like not bad for the Divinicorp Vex thing, though. I know that sounds like weird, but I could. I have to cop that place for top 4. Also, Vex is not bad. Vex is kind of good, actually. Like, how are you guys looking at this and be like, yeah, Vex sucks? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Need an executioner. Oh, we go Sunfire. Actually, if I'm going Rengar, I need Bow for Titans. No one's Rengar, right? No one's Rengar, not even a little bit. Alright, I guess I'm taking Bow. Oh wait, this guy is Rengar. Oh. Well, that's not good. I mean, Bow's fine, though. Also, I could play Rengar as well. Dynamo, Executioner. Isn't this the exact same spot I was in last game? Where I'm playing like some kind of AP nonsense and I'm like looking for a line and I just have Dynamos. So I'm just playing Dynamo MF again. I'm pretty sure this is almost the exact same setup of what happened last time. At least Bear's good though. Damn. Looking good. 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That board was actually quite good. That board was actually quite good. Beating that guy was important. Shaco 3, Build-A-Bud. I don't think I beat any of these boards, so hoping for this guy into a 3 streak, but if not, it is what it is. Nope, it's the Shaco player. Unlucky. Probably sell these techies. Hold on to the vanguards. Okay, 3 loss. I mean, it's fine. It is what it is. Darius. Let's see what I get off of this another expected unexpectedness. Play it safe. No Rengar. Okay. Pretty sure playing it safe is not the way to go, though. Red buff, death cap. 5/5? 5. What is that? Oh, what the? Okay. So I guess like I playing Divinicorp then. Those are completely playable emblems. What the heck? 5/5/5 gives you 2 random emblems? That's crazy. Oh wait, I have a Varus. I want to sell these pairs though. Fiddle time? Oh no, not fiddle time, not fiddle time. It's Divinicorp time. Divinicorp time. Forward thinking, climb the ladder, spears will. Probably forward thinking out of all these. Spears will is like, I'm doing so much magic damage. Doesn't really do much for me, I think. Oh, last stand. Last stand versus forward thinking. I think it's last stand. The reason why I think it's last stand is because last stand, if I'm playing around Divinicorp Zed, then I'm trying to play for like a big win outs potential, and I think that like sets it up better. I love forward thinking. I like forward thinking as well. The only issue is that expected unexpectedness tends to be econ. Like the average expected result of expected unexpectedness is econ, and I in general don't need double econ. And I think last stand like feeds better into my core strategy, I think. I'm still not playing Executioner. I'll do it next turn. Elise is like too good to pass up. I need to actually remove off of Vex. I need to put Death Cap, Guard Breaker, Shojin on her, and then Red Buff, Divinicorp. That requires double removal. Double removal is pointless if I hit Elise too. If anything, I remove and put the items onto Elise as well. Oh, this guy's pivoting into Fiddlesticks. This guy's a maniac. He's pivoting to Fiddlesticks. It was Rengar. Oh shit, something's in my eye. Oh. Oh. Scotty, how you doing, man? 49-20, I want you to hit matches, but I also want to go fast so I can redeem points to pick your Augments this game. This guy, I remember you said that. You said you want to save your point redemption so that way you can pick my Augments. I feel you on that, man. I feel you. I feel you. So just take tier. Ward 2. Is it not baby Nico Elise? Okay, you know what? I may or may not have forgotten that I have a duplicator. Oops. It definitely is. Okay, I actually have 3 pairs here. Okay, I missed on all of them. I'll roll one more time. You're right, I should definitely use it. 7:30 is perfectly fine. Okay, maybe rolling that much was a little bit troll. Because that is last stand. Gragas again. All good. All good. Shaco, my nemesis. Twist of Fate. Lark, have a good dinner, man. Have a good dinner. Oh, crap. Little buddies. That's really good for him. Vex aim left? All right. Well, I end up losing my streak anyways, so I probably shouldn't have rolled. Oopsie daisies. MF here or no? Probably not. The good news is that it doesn't look like there's many people playing for Zed. It looks like it's Anima, Twist of Fate. Oh. Anima, Twist of Fate, Shaco. Oh, I guess he's playing Zed. So one person playing Zed. Strategist, AP, TF, MF. That's I think the MF is playing Desire. I think he is playing into... Honestly, I don't even know. I think he's just open. He might be playing Brand. And then this is just playing Exotech. Senna. 4, 2, 5. Aurora. We come back to Dynamo? Oh, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I think I'm still playing Divinicorp Zed. I'm pretty sure with this setup, isn't it just IE, Divinicorp emblem, and then like I think it's like pretty good to play Zed here. Still, I summoned the wrong unit though. Cloning facility, Aurora. I just realized I have this bruiser on the Zed. So now I probably just roll until I hit 2 stars, right? Like Vex 2 is kind of a big deal. And then I think I go blue buff. The thing is, I'm playing last stand. So I'm like trying to be Trying to be mindful of like 3 players choose a split. 62. If I lose 3, I lose on average 12 HP per fight. That's 36. Because getting Divinicorp matters a lot. Have to make 50 here, maybe. The thing is, I feel like I have to roll like a lot, and I think I need to get to 9. Oh, wait, I'm winning this fight? I'm winning this fight without last stand. What the heck? My team is cracked. This is all 1-stars. $50. Another spat. I think I want blue buff here. I mean, cloning facility Aurora is like crazy. Zed's crazy. I don't have Sunder or Shred, so I'm thinking about Shiv. I know blue buff is better, but I have no utility, so I think I need to go for Shiv. And then, put it on Vex here. And then, so that's utility. Take given here. I definitely sack and go 9 now. I definitely sack and go 9. They'll 6-3. What do I want to play at 9? Play Vernectin, 100%. Zed's dead. I can clean up here for Aurora casts. Nice. Nice. Good loss. Good loss. I'm down to natural some of these pairs. Okay, this is kind of where not holding the duplicator is punishing me a little bit, because I would love to have a dupe from this spot. Nice. That's good. Vayne. Oh, I'm off the script here. Double pull here. People want this brand. He has Z2. This person's very strong. $36. Okay, at least this guy's dead, so at least it's not an 8th. I hope I can natural. I hope I can natural a Thank you, babe. I think I can natural a Z pair. I think the thing that's a little bit sus is whether or not I'm able to get to Z2. This is my last game, I think. I'm F2. Even Shroud. Watch your mouth at the little mooser. Oh. Tell him, Tay. You tell him. Yeah. I'm easy wins now. I'm easy win. Like I should be at like 20 like 1 life here. And then I have 3 lives guaranteed. So now it's just basically when I could level and hit. That's good. Aurora too, that's huge. Vex too. I'm running into the same issue though. I don't have Z2. I don't have Z2. Good upgrades though. Good upgrades. Very good upgrades. Viego. Can I find a way to play Viego here? Not really. This is a better Boombot Executioner guy. I need Zed. Pray for me, guys. I need the Zed. Z2, where are you? Z2, where are you? Oh! Oh! Yes. Oh, man. W wife, W streamer, L chat. Thank you, Ash. What is OC? It stands for Oceania. It's like a region that includes Australia and New Zealand. That's a 2-star Zac. I think I can't ignore that. 2-star Zac with an adaptive for Vex, which is pretty good. 2-star Zac, adaptive for Vex. Blue buff is better, but adaptive is good. Two-star Renekton? Yeah. But I have no items for Renekton. Garen. Okay. So now I have Garen and I have this. I can get Divinicorp onto Zed. Whoa, Zed walks into the right? Wake up! No, this is all 2-star Zed diff. I need a 2-star Zed. I might not have time for Garen. Actually, I guarantee proc Garen. I guarantee proc Garen. Aurora. Oops. I was like rolling with... I thought I put Zac in already. Dude, come on, man. Come on, man. If my Garen sucks, he comes out and I just play Executioner guy again. I think I beat this guy. It's just Shaco 3. Shaco doesn't... Oh, actually, he has Zed. Never mind. I think that Shaco really falls off, though, late. Another life, another life. One. Oh, Aqua, come on, man. I needed you. Aqua, where's the defense? Executioner mod. Slayer mod. These are not very good. I mean, I guess Slayer Garen. These are not very good. I think I just like take it off, I guess. Dynamo Vex, it's not worth. It's not worth. I'm playing it for very, very little value. I think Garen is off the team. Can you reforce mods? No. Nectin 2. Dude, no way. Where's the Zed? There it is. I can't believe how deep I had to roll for the Zed. I couldn't pull 2 Urgots in. Huge. I think I'd rather lock to pull in Kabuko. Kabuko's like a pretty good pull. Top 4! We did it! Yes! Yes! Okay, great. Great. Sorry. I used my real voice for a second. As I was saying, in a very manly way, chat, we did it. We did it. Man, what a struggle today. What a struggle it's been the past couple of days. But we got there. Congrats on Masters. Thank you. It took a while, but today I buckled down. Okay, so what I didn't tell you guys was yesterday I actually studied and practiced a lot off stream. I sat in call. I talked with some good players. I reviewed my own games. I actually spent a lot of time yesterday studying and trying to get better at the patch, even though the patch was over. Because I was just kind of like, I told you that when I'm playing box, I don't really get a chance to like actually sit down and really try to study, math it out, or like lab it out. So today is a combination of me playing better and also just like applying what I learned. Do you want to play 2 Zacs? I was told that the second Zac messes with the first Zac. Garen. I mean, again, the Garen's not that good, so. Is it Kabuko? 'Cause I heard this Zac actually messes with this Zac. Is Booster Emblem worth giving to Renekton? Oh, actually, you know what? It probably, yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's not, it doesn't do that much for the AP, but the HP is nice because I do want a Renekton with 3 items. You're right. Also, it might be worth giving Renekton the even Trout as well. In that case, do I even really want any item for Renekton? Probably, actually. Maybe Bruiser not off then. Okay, last stand. Slam that mod for first, bro. I have no mod. There's no use for this mod. have an open spat. He takes a spat as well. Viego. I should roll this in. Slayer mod on this guy. Do it. I don't know. Maybe it works. You never know. Oh, I'm on the fiddle. The last stand. We did it. I think. Wait. Yeah. Grind him in the parts. Woo! That's a good way to wrap it up for today. A last stand first, Divinicorp Z. Expected unexpectedness. Never doubt the PP. They're so upset. Expected unexpectedness was OP. He was right. Hey, remember when you guys saw that I got Aphelios out of the first orb with Vex? And I was like, nah, come on, man. Vex ain't that bad. What did I roll? I rolled a 4, a 2. And I had Aphelios, and it was like, oh. Vex for the win. Vex is good. I think Vex is really good. And I actually really like playing a Divinicorp setup if you can get there. But mod diff. Yeah, that's right. Slayer and Necton. All right, that's a good way to wrap up the patch. This was a really painful climb to Masters. Honestly, the past few days is before I studied off stream. I think I was legitimately playing pretty terribly. But it was good to just sit back, like spend yesterday studying. I actually sweat a lot of TFT yesterday just because I was like kind of unhappy where I was play wise. 8 games, 3.0, 1144, lag 341. Not bad. Plus 150. All right. Okay. That will be it for me today. If you guys want to come hang out with me and Box with the Box which
take it?
party?
What is it? Money? I think it's money.
Sorry.
Oh, it's components.
That's going to start tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific. So in about 4 hours from now. So you guys should come through. It'll be me, Box. I think Ace has been coming through. Bros has been coming through. So make sure you guys come hang. I'm going to go ahead and raid one of the people playing in the event. Why don't you guys go hang out with Shkara? Go hang out with Shkara, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I love you all. This weekend is Tactician's Trials. We're gonna be watching the Tactician's Trials. It's gonna be on Saturday and Sunday. I got some special guests coming through. Make sure you guys show up. It's gonna be at 1 p.m. Pacific. 1 p.m. Pacific is 4 hours ago. So 4 hours ago from whatever time you are right now, and then plus 2 days or 3 days. So yeah. Congrats and thank you again. So make sure you guys come through. All right. Raid message, Cheergy Skara. Actually, Skara has a really funny emote called Washed S. And it's literally Skara wearing a McDonald's uniform. So I think the raid message should be not washed S or wait, what? It's like yeah, just washed S, just washed S. It'll be fun. All right, I'll sketch you guys tomorrow. Good luck to Skara and the Box Bootcamp. I'll see you guys in a few hours otherwise. Hasta mañana for the new patch. Peace.